Hey folks, welcome back. Today we're continuing our playthrough of Space Haven Alpha 14 Brutal Difficulty. Let's get started. Let's see where we left off here. Okay, so we had just jumped into the sector with pirates here. We had a couple people on board this derelict that was also a pirate ship that we just destroyed. So we got to recover those crew members. I think we can successfully drive away this other ship, and I don't think it's going to be a major issue, but I'm going to bring these guys back over just in case. So I'm going to set them all to sleep for the next 5 hours. We got all of our stuff online. We're going to activate navigation. And the fuel and the hyperdrives, I think it'll fix itself once we... Okay, yeah. I just had to... Battle stations mode activated. It's not really clear to me what the battle stations mode actually does for me. So I'm going to turn it off for right now. I think it's supposed to, like, give you ways to position your crew on the ship, but it seems like it doesn't work that well to me. So... I should probably fire back. Okay, we got guys on both ships, on the gun stations on both ships now. I think we should be able to drive them out of this sector without too much difficulty, hopefully. Okay, we did some damage to that shield generator. Not too bad. Okay, we don't want to go after their hyperdrives. Okay, they're leaving the sector, which is all we really wanted. So we can... I think we're going to stop firing the missiles at this point. They're all reloading anyway. Except for that one, I guess. Yeah, we should probably redirect our energy weapons over to here to damage the other shield. Alright, perfect. Okay, so we defended our claim here. We can finish looting the pirate ship, which had a couple tech blocks and other cool stuff on it that we want to get. 11 infra blocks, that's going to be really good for our third ship build, which I want to try to get to before we finish out our playthrough here, if we can. Somebody on YouTube was commenting about having a ship with a bunch of shields and nothing else that was just dedicated to industry and stuff like that, and having it be your home ship. And I was saying, well, you know, I like to spread out multiple functions on both of my ships to make sure all my crew's occupied, but I think it could be cool to have a small ship that's just for like a single purpose, like maybe mining, because we have 6 units of ship used and we have 2 units left that we could potentially build. So I think I'm going to build a little ship that just has a targeting jammer and a single shield and maybe ops, and then we'll see what we want to do with it, maybe mining. That's a distinct possibility. Looks like we have a temperature issue near our crew quarters. That's not something we want. Let's get that figured out as soon as the crew wakes up anyway. You can always evacuate the room if they need to. This is also our medical bay, so we really don't want that to be overheated. It's probably not good for whoever's in there. If this doesn't solve it, we might have to put a second thermal regulator in there. How are we doing with this? We're still picking up stuff and we're still salvaging. And we're out of explosive ammo. We have plenty of raw chemicals, we have a few base metals, we should be able to manufacture that, so it should be just a matter of time for our industry to get caught up with the resources that we spent here. We're a little low on base metals, so we might not be able to completely replace everything. And we're certainly going to have trouble cranking out enough blocks for the ship build, so we're going to have to be looking for some base metal. We do, however, have a bunch of infra scrap, so we could start processing some of that in the interest of getting prepared for a ship build. We're also out of energy rods, so that's a big problem, actually. Where's the energy refinery? Here it is. Somebody's working on it currently, but we're probably using up rods pretty quick. I think we want to add another rule here. That's like our #1 priority. producing energy rods if we're out of energy rods. Don't want that to get starved out by other industrial processes or other things. It'd be nice if we could move the energy refinery closer to the center of the ship. I guess we could theoretically do that, but we'd be wasting a bunch of tech blocks. We'd have to demolish at least one of these things. And I kind of like the room that we built here for the... I was going to say I like the room here that we built for the recycler, except that there's no actual room here. There's just a spacesuit locker. I thought that this was enclosed with a spacesuit door, but it's actually not, so never mind that. So we could conceivably move the energy refinery up to this spot here, since it's going to be used constantly all the time. Pirates are entering the sector. It's not clear if they're the same pirates or different ones. I'm going to bet that it's probably one that we fought before, because we fought a different... Actually, these might be the guys we fought before. Let's get ready for jump. If we haven't fought these guys yet, I think I want to go fight the other guys first. So we're going to give our guys a minute here. Let our away teams rest a little bit. Okay, we're getting down to like the 3-hour mark, so let's start to get ready to jump. Do we need ops on both ships? I don't think we do. I think... Which one has this sensor? It's this guy, so we don't need ops on the small hoop. When we do the thing with the targeting jammer, I'm not entirely sure if the scanner can be used on a ship that has a targeting jammer. If it can, then we can eliminate the targeting jammer from the ship and put another weapon there. Okay, this is the guy we fought before. He has no shields up. Very good. Let's take a look at our ammo. We have 16 energy ammo. We have no spare explosive ammo, which is probably because we're out of base metal, so that's kind of a problem. So we're going to do what we can here while their shields are down. This is a different ship. This is not the one we blew up the shield generator of a minute ago. At least I don't think it is. It's possible they fixed it, I guess. Oh, we caused an accident on board by bombarding the crew and stressing them out. Okay. One shield generator down. See if we can get the other one before they get the shields back online. We do have another pirate ship coming in the sector, so we're probably going to have to leave the sector regardless. And we got to be very conservative with our missiles here. Not waste them on a shielded ship. Okay, I think we should be good to fire them again, because this volley should take the shields out. Come on, die, shield generator, die. There we go. Okay, we got that. I'm actually kind of okay with them jumping. We're going to continue pounding them with the energy weapons only. Oh, and we're out of missiles. That's not ideal. Where do we want to target with the energy weapons? I think it's going to be the big guns over here. Oh. Material, because they left the sector. Alright, let's jump. I don't know if we want to go after the pirates right away. These are the guys that we just fought. I'm thinking I don't want to go after them right away. I want to explore some of these satellite sectors. And the reason is because we need more base metals so we can produce more explosive ammo. We can't fight if we have no weapons. We could board them anyway, but it's very risky to board a ship that's manned and, you know, is operational because the enemies will all wait at the airlock for us to come on board. We're going to stop here because we do kind of need blue crystals, actually. Let's see how our prisoners are doing here. James is not ready to convert, and Luna is not ready to convert. I think we just took them on in the last sector, so that's no big surprise. But I mean, come on, we gave them a jukebox and an arcade machine. They got the most comfortable quarters in the whole ship here. Aside from the fact that they're a little bit cramped. Could say our jukebox and our arcade machine are lies and propaganda. Okay, we have a derelict available. I'd rather find an asteroid that's selling base metals, though. We got plenty of hyperfuel, so let's wander a little bit and see. This is pretty good because there's a bunch of different things there, but it's not the thing that we're specifically looking for. Definitely gonna want to stop there at some point. Don't really want to fight yet another pirate ship that I had never fought before. Here's base metals. As long as the pirates don't jump down here. Perfect. Okay. We got base metals here, we got base metals in the next sector over. So as long as the pirates don't jump on us, we should be able to get our supplies restored. We also have, I think there was a hostile space station. Not sure what faction it was. It might have been a pirate station. That could be interesting to check out, maybe fight. Have to see what type of station it is. I don't remember the icons for the stations. Okay, so we got some base metal. I'm gonna go collect some more base metal while we're processing that stuff. And we can also check out this derelict while we're here. We have some noble metals in the next sector. I think we do have some noble metals, but we're a little bit low, as I recall. Let's check our supplies here. Yeah, we're pretty low in noble metals. So we don't use them up as fast as we use the base metals, but we would still like to restock. Airway teams together to explore the derelict, and we'll also queue up the mining. Hopefully we can get them done at the same time with a fleet this size. Although we are tying up all of our shuttles, so we won't be able to transfer resources back and forth, but that should be okay. Okay, so we got that. And just park this guy over here with the manual docking. And then same with this guy over here. This is a pretty good entry for us. It's like a little small gap that's like all the way on one end of the ship, and it's a small ship, so it should be easy for us to get in here and clear, unless there's like a radical number of aliens on board. We are directly in front of a nest, so that's actually pretty advantageous because we get to blow away a bunch of eggs before they hatch. So if somebody opened this door, I think this is going to be a busy hallway here for a little while. Wasn't as bad as I thought. There's no crawlers in there yet. Oh, there's a side corridor here. That could be a problem. Oh, yep. Oh, yep. Back up a little bit. Okay, we got a giant egg thing in there. We get into this room. There we go. I want to get rid of that, whatever that is. Pretty nice. Okay. So have our guys pile out into the hallway here. We're doing quite well. Should be able to make short work of this ship. I keep bitten a little bit. Yeah, we got a tiny bite there. No big deal. Couple credits. Alright, and we've explored the Starbug, appropriately named. Let's see what we got on the Starbug. Ooh, an energy rod, nice. Some building materials, very nice. Find hyperfuel and energy, this is all good stuff. And we'll salvage everything as well. You could think about not taking on hull scrap. There's not much anyway, so it's probably fine. This fleet eats through energy so quickly because of all the robots and the multiple ships we're running and everything. We gotta really be careful of that. Especially when we're jumping in between solar systems. We might think about investing in some solar panels to reduce our day-to-day energy usage, even though they can no longer power the big machinery. Let's see. Problem is where to put them. There's not much space on board this ship, which is the big energy hog. Could technically... no, can't fit another panel there, even if I wanted to. Unless I completely eliminated that corridor, which... I could technically do. It's not going to be the most efficient thing, though. Let's see, so if I eliminated that corridor, what would the pathing be like? I could put another door over here, I think. Or over here. This would be fine. So then they would come here, they would have to go around this generator. I could put a door here, so that they could leave this room a little bit easier. I think that could be okay. I don't know if I want to spend a bunch of resources and rebuild a bunch of stuff just to add one solar panel, though. I don't know, it doesn't seem like it's worth it. Could think about putting some solar panels here. We got plenty of real estate. It'll save us energy in our fleet overall, so we might as well, right? Let's see. Where do we want our solar panels to go? I want to keep in mind the aesthetic of the ship and try to make it look kind of nice. I think we could have some solar panels kind of powering our grow beds over here. That would be okay. We're going to have a wall between the solar panels and the grow beds. So something like this. 6, that's 2 panels. And then we need a space for a door, which would be here. We don't actually need a corridor here, so this could be wall. Yeah, so this is 2 panels. Let's start with that. It's a pretty modest building project. Gotta be a little careful of our temperature here, but we're not in radiation sector, so we should be alright. I could build a wall across here, but I think it's... Is it more efficient if we do it the other way? Let's just see. I mean, this gives us an extra tile to work with. They can still path all the way out there, so I think that's actually okay. I like that. It makes it a little more cramped than the other grow bed room, but that's fine. Okay, and then over here, we have this going on. And then somewhere we need a door. Could be... probably want it off the main corridor here. We're doing on salvage. We're almost done. Yeah, I'm really getting really concerned about our energy supply. Manufacturing things will definitely help. Especially energy blocks. Let's see. Okay, we're done with that, except for infra scrap. Do we need infra scrap? Not really. Transferring building materials over here. It's gonna be a minute. That's almost. I'll let them continue to work on that while we're building this. Man, are we spending so much energy though? We gotta get moving, I think. I feel like we're not even doing that much manufacturing. We're just manufacturing ammunition. Ammunition's kind of expensive, but it's only like a couple of units that we have to build. One of the biggest expenses actually is combat. Fighting, doing ship-to-ship combat is very expensive in terms of energy. Please don't attack me in the nebula. Okay, good. Let's pick up some more base metal here, because we can scoop that up quickly. We actually used up all the base metal we had available. And I think we'll get the noble metal up there, too. I'm down to only a couple blue crystals, though, which is very worrying. Don't have a trade relationship with the cultists. How about the prisoners? 2.5%, 3%. Micrometeoroids, that's okay. Again, we have medical facilities on both ships now, so we can take care of any injuries that we incur as a result of mining during a meteoroid shower. And we have the supplies to do that as well. Plus we have a huge crew, so, you know, if something happens, it's not really the end of the world. Obviously don't want to lose crew members, but we can afford it if we have to. Okay, let's see. Although losing crew members in this version of the game is a lot more impactful than it was in previous versions because of the crew experience points. Being able to level up your crew members means that each crew member is way more valuable the longer they're on board your ship. So that's worth keeping in mind. Okay. Okay, these guys are at capacity working on the grow beds, that's good. I don't see anybody wandering around idle too much. And operate the shields. Okay, we do have a little bit of idleness. That's okay, I think. As long as most of the people are occupied. I'm gonna have a little spare capacity in case we need some extra work done. Oh, we got our solar panels built. Very nice. Let's take a look at our energy graph. Basic power, we're using 3.2 thousand. I'm not sure if it's per ship or total. I think it's total. Generating 44.3 power per second. We're consuming 44.1%. And we're using 35% of our power generating capacity, which is fine. For advanced power, we're generating and consuming 7%, which is fine. But 3,000 is a lot of power, so anything we can do to reduce that, we should try to do that. Oh, it actually shows us the individual zones, like which things use advanced power and how much, I guess. Unadvanced power grid. Consuming basic power 0.3 per second. I think that's for the thermal regulator. This thermal regulator is actually consuming a lot of power. It's cool that they have that display. I think that's a new feature. So this is how much power it's generating. Okay, so rough ballpark figures here. This is generating 8 basic power per second. This is, you know, let's say that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 24, 25, 26, 27. Yeah, so it's about 30 power, 30 basic power per, I guess that's per second, yeah. And we're generating 8. So we need more solar panels. But I don't want to invest too much in solar panels because they also cost energy blocks, and energy blocks take energy to produce. So it's kind of a catch-22 situation. I think we're going to do at least one more row here. And let's see if we can fit a third panel on the end in each row. I think we should be able to. Yeah, here's one. There's another one. And let's check our temperature. This is quite cold, actually. That's a bit of a concern. So I'm gonna want to put a thermal regulator in there. I can't put it on the wall with the panels, can I? Ooh, I can. Nice. Okay, yeah, let's do that. Put it over there and cancel this guy. Okay, so that means I can actually start building a wall here already, while we're waiting for the whole construction. Alright, and let's continue that operation in the next sector, because there's no more resources for us to get here. And time is money. Oh! We got a civilian ship, though. This is going to be some big profitable trade, we hope. Let's see. They want assault rifles. We could afford to sell a couple of them. They're giving us a good price on pistols. We're going to sell 4 of those and just keep one for emergency purposes if we need to arm a crew member suddenly. I think we could think about selling some of these assault rifles too. Let's sell 3 of them. So that gives us 2,000 credits plus the 8,400 credits that we've got already. And we could just buy a whole raft of blue crystals and we're golden. Fantastic. How are we doing on ice? We got 14 units of ice and 19 units of water. We're plenty good on that. And I think we just buy all of their blue crystals here. We only do 10 per transaction, but we can do multiple transactions. Sweet deal. Okay, and let's turn off our stations here until we're done with this trade. Oh, I also have to turn off the hyperdrives. There we go. It'll also give us time to do our solar panel construction. So that's a nice side benefit. So we can start this here. The crew members can walk over the edges of these panels, by the way. You can't build on them, but you can see they can walk in between them because this part is flat. It's a pretty nice little perk. So we got 6 solar panels queued up. If I were very concerned, resource constrained, I would try to build them one at a time and get them online, but since we have lots of resources in general, I don't have to worry too much about it. Okay, but again, we can continue that while we're flying here. That had a percentage, which is interesting. 117, I couldn't read what that said. Maybe that was like the risk of damage if the hyperdrive wasn't ready or something, I'm not sure. Let's see, we did this derelict. I'm gonna wind my way back eventually toward this station. We should probably do this, but I kind of want to wait till my shields are down and then do all the nebulas at once. Let's do this first. Bye, civilians. Thank you for your business. Grab the shuttles. I think we should put a second shuttle at some point on the second ship here to allow cargo and stuff like that to circulate while we're on away missions. I think that'd be a really useful thing to have. to make our overall operation here a bit more efficient. Where do we go in here? Do we go in... I think it's easier if we start at the end. Let's start at this end. Shittle's already full, so bring them along. We could even have one team scatter around here while the other two teams are going in this way. Let's try that. And because this is a slightly larger ship, let's also get crew members on weapons. And we do have missile ammo now, so we can do that. Okay, so those guys are going there. Team 2 is going to check out this side. Okay, we have a nest immediately here, so let's divert Team 3 over that way. Kind of multitasking here, so we got to be careful. But we do have a nice clear sight line into the nest. Let's go this way. This one. There we go. Okay, we can clear this section, so... Oop. Just a spot. Okay, and these guys didn't have any trouble. Perfect. Oh, now we gotta be careful. Let's back up here and wait for the third team. We could actually create a nice crossfire here. Let's do that. Oh, hello. I didn't know you could peek out of that hole. Okay, let's see. There we go, look at that. Hit him from both sides, I won't know what hit him. They're actually shooting over the navigation thing, trying to get the big guy over there. That's interesting. Didn't expect that. I guess it's considered like behind cover, maybe. Okay, I think we saw another big guy over there, didn't we? I'm a bit concerned about this close quarters here. Let's move everybody up. I really want him to come out around here instead of me having to send all these guys around. Because if he jumps on the first guy, we're going to have a hard time saving that guy. But hey, we got to do what we got to do. He's here now. Let's kill him. Leave Nadia alone. They really love Nadia for some reason, all these aliens. Okay, Nadia, go that way. Okay. I don't think Nadia even has the alien lover thing, does she? No, she doesn't. She's neurotic. Probably because she's always getting eaten by aliens. Oh, hey, we got a, disease person. Do I want to bring them on board? We can. I mean, it's a free crew member. We don't know what their stats are like. The only problem is... we want to put them in the prisoner quarters, I think. But we have prisoners currently, so it's not really convenient. We have to isolate them until their quarantine is over. Actually, the medical bay on board the second ship here might be a good place for that. I think we can manage that. Let's have Gordon go free this person. They're apparently free from the wall, but just standing there, not sure what to do. Thank God you're here. I was worried I'd be hanging in here forever. They're cultists. Okay. You could join our crew if you can answer this. Where is Bryce? Okay. So we got that. Let's give you some oxygen since you apparently been standing here for a while without any oxygen. And then let's get you back over... Which team is this guy with? Okay, this guy's team 2. Doesn't really matter because we're going to be a slot short on the shuttles. Did we finish exploring this? No. Did we miss an alien somewhere? Otherwise we'd be done by now. Oh yeah. Okay, that's a concern. I don't know if you guys saw that, but there's a big guy over there. Don't want these two guys to get caught alone fighting that guy. That's super dangerous. Let's try to get our guys consolidated in this corner here. I think it's okay if these two go back to the ship since they're out of oxygen. This craft is hit and it's leaking oxygen, so we're gonna want to take it back soon anyway. Their spacesuits hold oxygen, so it works out conveniently. Leave Nadia alone. Don't even think about it. Ship's been destroyed. Oh, Selena's taking some hits here. That's why close quarters are always dangerous. Okay, so let's have Team 2, however many of them can actually fit on the shuttle, board it. Team 1 is going to board this shuttle. And then whoever's left over, which would be Team 3 plus whoever got left from Team 2, is going to be undrafted here. And we're going to undraft the last shuttle. We got some food here, which is nice, but not much else. Do we just scrap Energium? I guess we could do the other stuff. I mean, it's free stuff. We could always sell it. Not salvage transfer from derelict ship. I mean, that's because we have no airlock, right? That's a big problem, actually. Salvaging from a ship with no airlock, because the crew members only have whatever oxygen they have on board in their tanks. This is about to be out of oxygen. Let's get it quickly over to here. People on board should be okay, because they should have their own oxygen supplies and or be able to survive for a little while without oxygen. Okay, this shuttle can come back over here. That's fine. I should have let them get oxygen off of that shuttle before it left. It looks like they can get oxygen off the platform anyway, so it's okay. Okay, so who's the new person that's infected? Anemona. I think we have you on the wrong ship here. I need to lock you in the medbay on the other ship. Yeah, we're gonna take Anemona. I'm gonna bring Anemona. Oh, transporting Anemona aboard the broken shuttle. That's okay. It's only one person on board, so she's not gonna use up all the oxygen there. How much does this have? This is almost out of oxygen too. I think I'm gonna send one of these two people back. Which one's in worse shape? Probably Selena. That way this shuttle will have to return, I think. This shuttle can also be undrafted. I have to get the shuttle fixed so we stop hemorrhaging oxygen. This is like the night right now from Expanse. Okay, we're gonna send this person straight to the medbay. Oh, we can relax our weapon stations here. Please don't vomit on anybody. Gonna be here for a while. Do they have... There's no jobs associated with that facility. That's fine. We're just gonna lock them in that room. They'll be okay there. They're in quarantine right now. Okay. Might have to open that at some point to give them some more IV fluid. But they'll probably be fine for a couple days. We're still using the broken shuttle. Or did we break another shuttle? I think that's the same one. Okay, good. We got some regular oxygen circulation going on. Like to see that. And monitor the situation carefully to make sure one of them doesn't get asphyxiated over there. Hopefully we can get the shuttle back in the bay and get it fixed. Should be doing that right now, I think. Oh no, somebody's getting on board. Let's I'm gonna send this back to the bay. I guess Christopher's going for a little ride here. That's fine. Can we get this? How do I force them to fix it? Oh, it's magically fixed. Okay. I guess they'd already put in the blocks for it to be fixed, and they just had to get it docked so they could fix it. Perfect. It's good that the shuttle is smart enough to stay there as long as we have somebody on board the derelict here. Guess it's waiting for cargo. We're low on, critically low on hull blocks. That can't be right. On board the Lysimachos. Okay, I mean, that's just a matter of transfer rules. What do we have here? Let's make that 2 hull blocks. Oh yeah, because we're using our hull blocks on building solar panels here. Is she still infected? I think she's better now. What does this person do, by the way? Good at construction, industry, botany, peace-loving electrician. So they basically have good skills at everything except for, like, fighting, because they're not very brave. They are brave, but they're also peace-loving, so they're not going to fight much. And they don't have good ship operation. They don't have good gunnery, navigation, and shielding, I should say. They do have good operations. So that's not too bad. So I think we can unlock Anamona and let her become a regular crew member now. She's going to go back to her home ship, which is going to be that one, I believe. Here we go. And let's make Anamona a Shift 2 person, so we remember that she is a non-combatant. Shift 1 people. Shift 1 is all the away teams. Just easier to keep track that way, I think. Do we need soft scrap or infra scrap? I feel like we could use more infra scrap a little bit. Kind of good on energy now, but it's going to go quick. We really wish we had more room on the ship to build solar panels, but I think what little room we have remaining we're going to need for cryopods as we keep bringing more and more people on board. We should start thinking about building some infra blocks. Maybe we'll wait till we fight a couple pirate ships before we do that. Clear up the sector a little bit. It's so nice having the salvage robots that make this scrapping so much quicker. So handy. The only thing they don't do is hull scrap. I don't think, anyway. Okay, let's go ahead and get ready for a jump. Here's a good spot. We can get some ice. And we can check out that pirate space station if we want to. I think this is a good time to do that. I figure if we check out the pirate space station and lose all our shields, then we can jump into the nebula and do some exploring in the nebula. We won't have wasted any energy that way. But we'll see how that pans out. It could get us in trouble if we run into another pirate ship in this sector. Wonder if we need to increase our ammunition stockpile anywhere here. This is 8. Let's go up to 10 on board the Lysimachos for explosive ammo. It seems to go really quick. I'm always surprised how quickly it runs out. Alright, here comes the space station. I should have checked out what type of space station it was before I dropped, just in case it was like a huge military base or something. I don't think it is. Maybe I spoke too soon. Okay, let's not park too close to it. We're not going to send out any mining ships or anything. That's a big, nasty-looking setup there. Oh, they got a jammer, though. So they're not actually going to do anything to us, except maybe send shuttles to try to board us. Got one in each of these little things here. Okay, we're going to leave them alone. I don't think it's worth it to try to board them. We're probably going to have, like, 30 people on board. Although we could randomly bombard them with missiles, but I think that's a waste of missiles, since they're out there walking on the rock. Actually, they wouldn't work anyway, because they have shields in the jammer. So, forget that, forget that. Keep looking for opportunities outside of the nebula to fight pirates. Here's an android ship. Okay, I guess we're fighting the androids. I was gonna say, I'd rather fight the pirates or the androids, but not both at the same time. But it looks like we don't have a choice in the matter. Let's see what their ship is like. They're full health and everything. I think I'm gonna try to just avoid this encounter. We already have like 2 pirate ships that are damaged that we're fighting on and off, so I want to get out of here, get our shields recharged, and go finish off the damaged pirate ships rather than starting a new combat. Can we get trade with the Merchant Federation? No. This will give us time to recharge our shields over in this sector. And then I think we haven't checked out this derelict yet. I'm not entirely sure about that. Yeah, looks like it's unexplored. Team 2 always takes a little longer to get to their shuttle, I've noticed. This is okay. Space stations can be pretty scary, but this one's okay because there's some big openings in the side where we can come in if we just do a little moonwalking here. Okay, let's go ahead and have this on red alert, and the shields could be on yellow because I have to recharge them from the last battle. Okay, we see a big guy in a nest through the window. I'm gonna try to get there quickly, and ooh, there's multiple big guys. Okay, it's nice that he came out on the rock to fight us. Makes our life a little bit easier, I think. Let's quickly check this room, make sure there's nobody behind us. I think we're good here. We're surrounded. Okay, yeah, we're good. Try to get everybody into this big room so we have a little more fighting area. This terrain is kind of a pain in the butt. We have a lot of space, but it's distributed in a bad way. Where all of our engagements are short-range engagements. Okay, now we're talking. We got a big long corridor we can shoot down. That's where we want. That's what we want to see. Okay. Yeah, let's get quickly to the other nest. Oh, there's like 3 nests on board, it looks like. Potentially. Okay. Gotta watch our oxygen too, because space stations are big and it takes a while to cross them all and clear everything. I want to kill this before we go back for oxygen. Okay, we killed that. Let's moonwalk our way back. Okay, we can actually just undraft everybody and let them go get oxygen on their own because they're all low and they'll all do it automatically. Probably not in the most efficient, intelligent way, but they will do it. This is going to be undrafted since there's no oxygen there anymore. Okay, and this can also be undrafted. Oh, somebody fell unconscious from lack of oxygen. Gene. Did you guys all get oxygen? Okay, everybody's good. We did bring enough oxygen for everybody because we have... Hey, Vanarchy, how's it going? Doing pretty good. We're getting towards the end of our current playthrough here. I'm exploring alien derelict space station in a pirate sector. Oh, let's relax our stations here. There we go. Sound the all clear. I'm still racking my brain trying to figure out how to fit more solar panels on this ship without major restructuring. That goes all the way to the edge. This is only one away from the edge, so even if we built this out, it wouldn't be enough here. Suppose that we move this. That takes up these two spaces here. So we could theoretically put a solar panel here if we gave up part of this wall. I think that's worth doing. This is just doing regular biomatter, so we can stop it and move it over to here. And then we have to build a little bit of hole here. Right. Maybe we don't even need to. How's your weekend treating you so far? Alright, let's see. So we got biomatter, continuous. Human meat if we have any. Monster meat if we have any. Corpses if we have any. So forth and so on. Okay, so we gotta move this guy. Gonna move that here. Just got off streaming ATS, saw this game, wanted to see how good it was. Oh yeah, I like this game a lot. I spent how many hours? I want to see how many hours I spent on this game because it's a lot. I think it's like 1,000 hours I've spent playing this game. It's pretty addicting. They keep coming out every time I think I'm gonna get bored with it and stop playing. They keep coming out with new features. So next update is gonna have like a bunch of decorations and stuff like that. And they're also redoing the crew morale system. Yeah. Let's see. Hopefully I didn't miscalculate the space here. I think I might have to eliminate this wall. Yeah, a lot of people have said that. It's a very good streaming game too because it's very like chill. You can kind of just doesn't require like intense concentration once you get the hang of it. And not many people stream it, so that's always a bonus. I think I want to eliminate this door in order to get the solar panel thing online. So yeah, if you have any specific questions about the game, I probably know the answers. Alright, I think we're done in this sector. We got everything that we needed from the derelict space station. Hey, thanks for the follow. Welcome on board. Let's see. I'm gonna go after this pirate ship because I think it's the one that we fought earlier that's damaged. Come on, buddy. Oh, he wants to fight in the nebula. That's rude. Let's try to evade the androids. We don't want to fight them at the same time.
Full cruiser operational.
Oh wow, thanks for the sub. I appreciate it. Oh hey, Bliss9. Welcome. Thanks for the resub, I should say. Good to see you, dude. Let's see. Been great. Been a while. Great to see you. Lurk while I get my satisfactory engine. Nice. I have 2 ships, yeah. I'm thinking about building a 3rd one, but I don't quite have enough resources yet. We're getting there. Where did that other pirate ship go? Androids are chasing us. I think the pirates came back in here. Thing is, I do have to recharge my shields before we fight them again. Well, that's alright. We'll make do. I think they're already damaged enough that we can probably beat them even with low shields. Unless it's a completely different ship than the one I'm thinking of. Let's find out. Oh, these guys are at full shields. That's super rude. Okay, let's charge up our hyperdrives and prepare for a hasty departure here. I guess we might as well fire at their shields while we're preparing to leave. We can also start recharging. I was gonna say recharging our shields, but of course they're damaging them at the same time, so you know. Okay. About to lose shields on this ship, so I think it's a good time to go. We almost got their shields down. So next time we can think about fighting them. But I really want to find that... Okay, let's drop here and recharge our shields, and then we'll go to the next sector and fight again. Because it looks like the pirates were about to jump into the next sector. We can pick up some raw chemicals while we're here. We can start charging our hyperdrives. The shields are still ticking up on the ship, but it'll be just a second. There we go. Right, let's see if we can intercept the... Oh, the pirates are actually coming to us. How about that? Super convenient. Interrupt them? Yes, okay, we got them. We almost made it back on the nebula, but we intercepted them. Why are they full? Is that a thing now that they just recharge their shield? There must be a new change in the game that the pirates just recharge their shields whenever they leave the sector. That certainly makes it a lot harder. It used to be that this ship was in exactly whatever state you left it in. I mean, it could be that we're just fighting a different ship than the one that I saw before. It's always possible. Okay. Wait for one more volley here to take the shields down. Okay, now we're going to fire the missiles. Let's, I'm gonna go for the hyperdrives this time. Try to take one of them out so they don't leave the sector. It can be. It kind of depends on how powerful your fleet is. In the early game, it's extremely difficult. This game is not really about space combat so much. Like, you can see that it's pretty simplistic here. I'm just firing at them, and they're just firing at me. There's not a lot of, like, complex strategy. A lot of the game is just about building your ship and sort of managing your resources. When you do fight pirate ships, you're spending a lot of resources. You're using energy to operate your weapons, and you're also using energy cells if you're using energy weapons, or explosive ammunition if you're firing missiles. So all that stuff adds up. You know, it takes a while to manufacture all those things from raw materials. It's very expensive to fight a space battle, but it can be worth it because you can take prisoners and eventually recruit them as crew members. So it can be very lucrative, and you can get a lot of cargo sometimes too. We're taking some hull damage here on board the Small Hope. Oh, they're trying to get away with 2 hyperdrives. How dare they? Boarding actions are especially tricky because, like, you can send a... Oh, darn it. You can send a shuttle to board an enemy ship, but if you do, you gotta be prepared to, like, depending on the manner in which you board, you could be, like, fighting against a bunch of guys with shotguns at point-blank range, you know? So you have to... Takes a little bit of trial and error to figure out the boarding. We got a hull breach here from the damage that they did to us. Let's try to get that contained. I'm gonna close all of the vents and the doors here. Seal off the bulkheads. Looks like they got it almost fixed. Okay, we're good. Oh no, we still got a hole here. So we lost 1 grow bed, that's not too bad. Alright, now we can open everything up again since the breach is sealed. Perfect. So just looking at my energy here, see, I've used up just like a couple fights that I've been in and just wandering around the sector, like doing manufacturing and stuff. I've used up about half of the energy that I had available a couple of jumps ago. So of course I'm playing on the hardest difficulty, so that's, and I have a huge fleet here, so that's kind of a factor as well. So everything takes energy. Are we ready to... We did get a solar panel built here, nice. Can we fit another one? I think if we... Yeah, we... No, that's not quite enough room. I think I checked that before and then forgot. Could technically eliminate this wall, and then we get 1 more solar panel. We have a grow bed in a solar panel area. That's okay though, actually. This room is actually 1 space longer than it needs. No, it's not. Is it? No, we don't want to crunch this room all the way in because the upgraded hyperdrives are a little bit longer. We want to make sure we leave room for that, for at least most of the hyperdrives. So, because we want to upgrade them eventually. Alright, I think we're gonna just prepare for another jump here. I'm not gonna engage the hyperdrive right away because I want to let our shuttles circulate cargo between the 2 ships for a minute. Make sure we get our explosive ammo loaded onto the Lysimachos here. Why did you build 2 ships instead of 1 big one? That's a great question. The reason is because of system points. So you actually can build 1 big ship. In the game mode that I'm playing, which is the super hard, the brutal difficulty, you start off with a 3x1 ship, which is kind of like the least efficient kind of ship. There's different size ships that you can build, showed by the green thing here. So if you do, like, the biggest ship that you can build is a 2x6, and basically the bigger the ship you build, the more efficient it is. There's these things called hull stabilizers that give you system points. That's a hull stabilizer. And you can only put so many of them on the ship depending on the size of the area, the build area that it takes up. So you can see that this one is a 3x1 ship, so it has room for 3 hull stabilizers. And I can't build another one on top of those. Each hull stabilizer provides a certain amount of system points that you can use to build things like advanced power nodes and weapons and shields and stuff like that. And that limits sort of like the total number of systems that you can have on the ship. So the time to build a new ship is when you have enough resources and when you run out of system points on your current ship. So you have to build a new one if you want to get more guns and stuff like that. It's very expensive to have multiple ships. You have to have shuttles circulating cargo between them. You have to have like cargo transfer rules set up. So like if you look here, I've got I'm transferring automatically every so often water, energy, hyperfuel, and then a couple building blocks of each type. So that all takes time and resources for the crew to do that. But it's worth it because I get all these extra guns. So hope all that makes sense. Pirates are fleeing from us through the nebula, but they don't want to fight you in the nebula. Come back over here if you want to fight. Okay, we're gonna fight two pirates at once. It's gonna be interesting. Do I want to do this? I don't really. I don't think we're quite that strong. Gonna keep watching till you build another ship. Okay. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get to that tonight. It's gonna take a while. It takes right now you can see I've got 33 hull blocks and 6 infra blocks. I think it takes something on the order of like 60 hull blocks to build a small ship. So it's gonna be a while before I get there, and it's mostly a matter of finding the raw materials. But I'm also trying to fight pirates and take their stuff so that I can have more resources in general, because they might be able to supply me with some finished blocks so I don't have to manufacture everything from scratch. Man, this guy's making me chase him all over the sector here. Look at this. Okay, he's coming back. We're gonna drop. Hopefully this one will have his shields down or will be damaged in some way, so we're not starting from scratch again. Okay, this one does have his shields down. So maybe we just ran into a new ship each time there, because there are so many... I mean, we are in a pirate-controlled sector. Yeah, this is the same one we were fighting just the last time a minute ago. Let's spin up the hyperdrives in case we run into trouble. And we're going to open fire. Okay, we took out one shield generator right away, because their shields are already down. Very cool. Let's, I'm going to split our fire a little bit here, because I want to keep their hyperdrives suppressed while we're destroying their shield generator. So I'm going to put one of the energy weapons on each hyperdrive. Okay, there we go. Now let's concentrate on the hyperdrives and take them out. 2 of our missiles are reloading. Oh, don't leave. You cannot leave. That's super rude. Okay. I think they can still leave the sector on one hyperdrive. It's just gonna take them a little... Okay, I think we got them. We got them. Okay, they're not going anywhere now. So now the question is, do we try to take out all their weapons, or we just try to board them directly? Or, because they're crippled now, we could just leave the sector, recharge all of our stuff, and come back. Which might be the best option, actually. Let's take a look at the map here. I think I do want to do that. We're going to keep firing. Actually, we're ready for jump, so... Yeah, we want to get all of our stuff, all of our weapons reloaded, all our shields recharged, all that kind of good stuff. And then... It's fortunate that we did that because another pirate just showed up in the sector. Guess they're helping out their buddy. I think their movement is pretty random, though. Okay, let's see. Just give our guys a minute to rest and recuperate. Let's check and see how our prisoners are doing. We can start converting Luna Blake to a crew member, and James Anders as well. Okay, we've got our shields fully recharged. I think our away teams need a little bit of rest, though. Looking at the yellow bar here, which is their, like, consciousness energy. It's tough when you're low on consciousness energy, I can relate. I think it's just called energy, technically. Yeah. Should keep an eye on the sleep schedules and make sure everybody actually has a place to sleep. I might need to build more beds on one or both of the ships here. Yeah, we got people sleeping on the floor, so I might need to convert these to bunk beds, even though it's a little less comfortable because I have no place else to go. Yeah, let's start doing that. Tate, we're gonna renovate the bed while you're sleeping in it. I hope that's okay. Alright, let's see. Okay, I think we're good to go now. Let's go back and do some more fighting. Let's make sure we have some ammunition on both ships here. So we got 11 and 9 on the Lysimachos. And then on our main ship, we only have 7 explosive ammo over here and 6 energy cells. So we're a bit low, actually. It's not ideal. Do we still have 2 pirate ships in this sector? We do. So we're going to wait for one of them to leave. There, okay, that's the one that's still mobile. So this is going to be the crippled one. 94% chance to evade. I might get intercepted by a crippled pirate ship. Whatever shall I do? Okay. Let's see. Okay, so we can immediately open fire here. Their shields are down. They're basically just easy pickings at this point. We just need to take down their energy turrets so that they can't punch through our shields. And then we're golden. Okay. That's one. Here comes the other one. Okay, so we took out their 2 main cannons there. They can still technically damage us with these because they're the multi-purpose small guns, but the damage is pretty negligible. So what we're going to do here is we're going to relax our navigation posture. We still need shields, we still need ops, we still need turrets, because we're going to be boarding these and providing fire support from the rockets on board our ships here. So let's get into a boarding action. Oh, Gene's wounded. What's he... Oh, he's still got a bite, an alien bite, but it's not too severe. He should be fine. So happy we have med bays on both ships now. Okay, let's see. Look at my shuttle kind of just deployed out here. No, we don't want them to surrender. Because then we don't get as much stuff from them. And we need stuff. Okay, so what we're gonna do... Let's actually start scanning their ship and see who's where, because we could start bombarding them while we're waiting for our crew to come over. I think the bridge is a good place to start, because we can just immediately clobber this guy with some rocket fire. There's not much he can really do about it other than leave his bridge station and stop firing at us. We might even destroy the ship's hull, which would be fine. And we caused some breaches here, did some injury damage. Okay, now we're gonna... We've got a breach in their hull here from where we blew up their hyperdrives. So this is where we're gonna enter. It's a lot safer than coming in through the airlock. Could also technically make new breaches with the rockets if we wanted to, but that takes a while because the rockets are not very accurate. Okay, we no longer have a scan view. I want to scan the interior of this engineering section here. Okay, perfect. Got an uncontested landing zone. pausing it to make sure everybody gets out at the same time. There we go. Okay, we can just make a beeline in here. We've got a whole empty room to ourselves, which is perfect. I feel like... Oh, I don't need the energy turrets firing anymore, do I? I can actually have the energy turrets start firing... Let's see how much energy ammo... We're actually low on energy, so let's actually conserve the energy turrets. We don't technically need them anymore. Our shields are still full, so that's fine. It occurred to me that we're not going to get a resupply of the rocket ammunition from ship to ship because... Okay, these guys still have 5 rocket ammo, though, so that's okay. Small hopes out of rocket ammo, so we're not going to get too much more missile support than we've already gotten. So for that reason, let's suspend our missile fire until we've got another solid, sure target. Did I not also stop this? Stop. Stop. Okay, I think they should stop firing there. Okay. Pressing the left Alt key, by the way, to switch between the roof view and the interior view. Okay, let's see. Okay, we got a shotgun guy, but he's way over there. It's not too bad. Let's have Zephyr get to cover. Yeah, and these guys who are already in position can all crouch down, take cover. Oh, holy cow. We got a lot of people on board here. Okay, we're gonna bring in some more missiles. This is what we have the missiles for. I actually think we might want to retreat. Because look at this, they pretty much outnumber us. I'm gonna make them take as much damage as possible getting to where we're at. Let them do all the hard work. When's this door gonna close? I guess it's just open now. That's because I opened it, probably. Okay. Let's scan the next room here. Okay, we got one guy to surrender. That's not terrible. Our guys are getting wounded, though. I think because they have so many people on board, what we might actually want to do is just let them die from lack of oxygen because their ship is destroyed, basically. Actually, I mean, it's not technically destroyed yet, though, so it might be good for a good long while. The ship does have a hole in it, though. I don't know, it's a tough call, but we kind of have to make the decision now because once our crew members start taking wounds and maybe surrender to the pirates, we're not going to have the option to leave unless we want to abandon some folks here. There's this guy. No, we're not sleeping, we're fighting. Dear Lord. Okay. Not sure what's going on there. That seems like an AI bug. Unless I clicked the undraft button by accident, which is possible. If you open the other door, it will speed you them losing O2. That's true, yeah. Actually, I'm not sure if that's true because the doors have vents in them, so gas passes through them anyway. So it's probably about the same. Okay, so we've taken out 2 individual guys here. We got like 3 guys that are bleeding though. So I'm not super happy about that. We can afford to sit here patiently and check the scanner. We can afford to bombard this guy a little bit more. That should do some serious damage to this guy. I don't want to do too much to him, actually. Okay. Having access to the only, like, available oxygen source on board the ship is going to work out for us in the long term here. We're kind of in a siege situation. Because they have so many guys. Oh boy. Now it's getting interesting. Let's have all our guys crouch down. I'm not sure how much it helps when they don't have cover. We could drop some missiles in this doorway as well. Leave Nadia alone. I like Nadia. She's important to me. Also Saul, I guess. Okay, let's have some of these other guys that are unwounded come out and stand in front of the wounded guys. Saul surrendered. Curses. Okay, now we're committed. Here's the thing, if we leave the ship now, Saul will die. Because he'll just bleed to death. They're not gonna, like, do anything to take care of him. I mean, he could use their onboard medical facilities. But it's also kind of a sunk cost thing, right? Like, we have to decide, is this winnable? Are we gonna lose more crew members? Or are we just digging ourselves a deeper hole? We got another surrender on our side. We really need that missile support, guys. It's taken them a long time to bring the ammunition to bear. Okay, let's move our guys out of line of sight of the door here. Make them come around. Oh shit, they got a shotgun over here. I'm thinking we may want to retreat to the shuttles and just wait for the ammunition to be... Oh, it's such a hard to call. And I was a little too ambitious here. Okay, we're gonna retreat to the shuttles. Let's cut our losses. This is what I mean about combat in the game being very fraught. Like, this is a very late game playthrough. We're very powerful, but still, I mean, this is dangerous because they just outnumber us. The people on board the ship, even though we've destroyed the ship, they're still killing us when we try to take over. In hindsight, what we could have done differently was we could have... we could have just let them run out of oxygen. We could have just sat in the sector and let them all die, and then we would still have, you know, all the resources that they had left on board. I think Selena's gonna die here. Oh, these guys are unsurrendering. That's not good. Okay, we still have no... Damn it. Fall back and let them die, yeah. Let's see what skills these guys have. I mean, this guy's a botanist level 8, though. We really don't want him to die. I'm gonna try to press on. I think that the AI has retreated a little bit because we left and went back onto our shuttle, so that gives us a little bit better position than we had a minute ago. So I think we can afford to try our luck again. Still waiting for the missiles to come online. I'm a little annoyed that we haven't got a reload yet. We do have missiles on board, don't we? Yeah, we do. Let's, I think... Let's try to relax some of our stations so that we have more people available, because I think that we have one guy doing everything on board here. We could also try the battle stations thing, which is not something I've messed with too much, but hopefully that'll enable guys to reload. Open hailing frequency and outer torpedoes, doors. Yeah, we're having trouble with the torpedoes though. They're not loading quickly enough. How's it going, Boomloop? Good to see you, dude. Okay, let's try to make a playthrough here. I wonder if I should just execute these guys to make our life easier later. I think we're gonna do that. I think we actually brought our missiles back online, but the problem now is that there's nobody standing there anymore. We need to get our ops back so we can scan the ship. I see the Bryce family is getting bigger. We're working under some tight time constraints here. So our 2 wounded crew members are only getting worse. Oh. Okay, here's something. I just hope we're not too close. I think we're okay. We're pretty close. Oh, they're reloading again. I think we might be out of missile. We still got a little missile ammo left. We're gonna milk it for all it's worth. Is there any place we can find cover? Not really. We can crouch our guys again and have them all point this way. You can see Selena and Saul bleeding over here. I don't think these guys have a clear shot. Let's try to move some of them up. Okay, we killed that guy. Ayumi surrendered. Making progress. It's not unwinnable. Yeah, so the story of Bryce, there was a playthrough, another brutal difficulty playthrough I did earlier on. There was a crew member named Bryce who, when my ship got attacked very early in the game and boarded by the Cult of New Haven, and the cultists decided that they wanted a prisoner, but only one prisoner, so they boarded, and then they took our buddy Bryce, and they left, and we never saw them again. And we actually traveled like halfway through the galaxy after I got a bigger ship with guns, and to try to find him again to see if we could rescue him, and we never found him. So we have these like fan theories now that he's like started his own branch of the Cult of New Haven. Okay, we actually took over the ship, thank God. All right, we didn't suffer any additional casualties. We're going to accept their surrender. Okay, and now we can finally eventually get these guys back on board our own ship. Okay, how many wounded guys who do we have that's not wounded? Is a better question. Okay, so Alan, Jean, basically everybody who's bleeding and low on hit points, I'm gonna grab them all and just take a casualty shuttle and send them back. I think we need another casualty shuttle. That's gonna be Quinn. We'll have her to start with. And then Zyphera, obviously. And then these two, if they're still not dead by now. Oh, thank God. Okay, so we need to get the shuttle back pronto over to... Oh, shoot, that's the wrong ship. Okay, well, that's okay. We're going to unload them over here because the ship has better medical facilities. This ship, conversely, is going to unload over there. And then... Edward's bleeding, but he's okay-ish. He's going to be the next one to disembark, though, I think. We need to finish exploring the ship so we can take control of everything. There's still a significant possibility that those two guys might die, the wounded ones, even though we got them safely on board the shuttle. They might bleed to death before they get to the medical facility. Let's have Edward explore up here while he's waiting for the shuttle anyway. Let's see. That's like a bathroom, I think. Come on, guys, you can make it. Make it. Okay, we've explored the Ultra Zap. Okay, that's a funny ship name. Okay, we're gonna have this guy go home on the first available shuttle. These guys are gonna continue working on board. Parker's wounded, but he's not bleeding, so he's not gonna get any worse, which is fine. He's got a chronic wound, so he's gonna need some medical attention. But he's okay in the short term. These guys are taking all our oxygen, which I'm not super happy about. We gotta thin out the pirates here. Who do we actually want, if anybody? Peace-loving, mining, construction, weapons, no. Spacefarer with the weapons, high weapon skill is really good because they can fight in a spacesuit effectively. So we're gonna take him, I think. Or her, rather. Oh no, they don't have a high weapon skill. I don't know about that then. We'll see. Heather is an extremely good gunner. Or potentially extremely good gunner. Who has the bravery trait and the wimpy trait. I don't know exactly how that works. Doesn't make sense to me. Okay, we're gonna get rid of this person. Talkative mining technician. Brave but wounded. She's good at a lot of things. She's be pretty useful to have on board. We might keep her. Let's check on our wounded folks. Worry about them before we bring over any wounded prisoners. Where's Nadia? She's on board the shuttle. So if I undraft these folks, theoretically they should go to the medbay. Or at least one of the medbays. Nadia's going back over to the other ship already. She's like, there's no medbays available here. Somebody claim dibs on that one. It's a bit of a concern. Okay, now these guys, I'm gonna need to micromanage them, I think, if I want them to live. So Saul is the first one that's gonna get medical attention. Saul's gonna go straight there. And then Selena is the other one I'm really worried about. She's gonna go there. And then Zyphra, we'll put her on a medbed as well. Although we might let Nadia take her medbed when Nadia gets here. Don't forget to baptize all the new recruits in the airlock, yeah. Gotta be able to breathe vacuum to join the cult of Bryce. Okay. Spacefarer athlete with who's the bravery trait, but poor weapon skill. No. We've got a fast learner. He's good at a bunch of things. These guys are all good at a bunch of things. But they're not things that we especially need right now, I think. I mean, industry and botany and medical is pretty good. We don't need research at all. What's our shielding skills like? We have plenty of people actually that are good at shielding. But we kind of have all of our skills covered at this point. So it's really just a matter of finding good fighters or deciding if we want to bring more bodies on board. This guy is a brave spacefarer who's also not good with weapons. This guy has an iron stomach, who is potentially good with weapons and bravery. I think we're taking Brian. Let's check out Lilith here. Oh, she's the mining technician. So I think Aspen is gonna gather up Brian here. You can have your soul saved for the price of 1 toe, the Church of Bryce. Hail, 555 Bryce. I think that's too many digits. Okay, all three of our guys have got medical attention, or they've gotten all of the medical beds. We're getting Saul some more IV fluid. He doesn't need immediate doctor care, so that's good. Saul's actually on the mend, that's perfect. So so far it looks like we didn't lose anybody. So they're having a little trouble with Selena's wounds. But her health did increase. How about Nadia? Where's Nadia? Nadia's still wounded. Oh, Nadia's taken over Saul's bed. That's fine. Perfect. So Saul just needs some rest at this point. We'll just give him 8 hours of sleep. And he'll get better on his own. Alright. Let's see. This is the guy that we wanted to bring, Brian. What about... That leaves only Ayumi. No, we're not going to take Ayumi. Sorry, Ayumi. Too bad we can't hijack their shuttles to help transport prisoners. So we're going to undraft this guy at this point. And now we're going to bring over... What are the things that we urgently need? Energy is definitely in the list here. We're only getting 2 energy units, which isn't terrible, but it's not great. And we need medical supplies urgently. We need explosive ammo and energy cells. And we need food. I think those are the big supplies that we're low on. And then we'll get all this other stuff as time permits. Which I think we will have time for. Just gonna make sure we're not caught, you know, with all these wounded crew members, you know, and low resources by another enemy entering the sector. I need to bring one of our shuttles over. I think one of the shuttles should be on its way over anyway to go help with evacuating cargo. Here it comes. Alright, so we're gonna have Candy dock with the ship. Where's he going? He's going to the other airlock. Okay, fine, go to the other airlock. See if I care. Alright. Alright, and we're gonna load Aspen on board here. And Aspen is gonna bring our friend Brian over to wherever the shuttle goes, which is here. Oh, Parker doesn't need to be drafted. He should probably either get back to work or go back to his home ship. Quinn doesn't need to be standing in the airlock either. You're out of medical supplies. Or out of IV fluid, I should say. And undraft this shuttle now and let it go about its business. Okay, now we got some salvaging to do here. Let's watch the robots work for a minute. Yeah, they're just picking up cargo. How's Nadia doing? Nadia has 2 wounds that are healing and some health problems. I think we're going to give her some extended rest as well. And how about Selena? Selena also could use some extended rest. Make sure she doesn't get killed if she, like, sets a fire in the industrial sector or something like that. She's liable to cause accidents, too, when she's that injured. Are we out of... We're out of raw chemicals again. I think we used them all on ammunition and medical supplies. So we've got to find more. They don't have any on board here, do they? No. Okay, I think we got all of the essential stuff. So we can start bringing over other supplies. We'll also work on energy scrapping and tech scrapping. I think that should be good. So energy situation, 5 and 22. It's not ideal. Okay, we have a new prisoner, Brian. So at this point, I think we've hit the level where we don't have enough ammunition to have any more space battles. We have to find some more raw chemicals and harvest them so we can manufacture more ammunition. Or trade with somebody who has them. Look at how quick they're going through this derelict. Cultists coming in. They're not going to bother us because we're neutral with them this time. Got to deal with them way early in the game. You're almost done scrapping here. Still got some bodies and stuff to bring over. 219 units of rubble. Let's see if we can't sell stuff to the cultists. We could offload a whole lot of hull scrap. Although we'll probably end up using a lot of it to build the new ship. If that becomes the thing. I have a feeling I'm not sure if we're going to find enough blue crystals to make the new ship build possible before the end of this playthrough. We'll see if we get another friendly space station that's selling like 20 blue crystals, then we might be okay. We're a very energy hungry fleet though. See, I think we need to go into this nebula. I don't want to fight these other pirates because we have no, like, ammunition, and we have no ability to board them right now because all of our guys are wounded. Let's make sure we're not fighting the androids in the nebula here. Okay, that's a space station, that's fine, they're not going to bother us. There is more base metal in the sector still that we also have to pick up, so we gotta make sure we go pick that up before we recharge our shields here. Oh, we got raw chemicals, nice, and we got energy. This is a good sector for us. I think we're gonna be here, so we're kind of close to the derelict. Not entirely sure if we can afford to explore this derelict. Have to see how wounded our away teams are. We're actually okay. I think Saul is the only one that still has like significant hit point damage, so we're probably good. Surprisingly enough, we've actually recovered pretty quick. Thanks to our extensive medical facilities, I guess. Let's see, there we go. And the energy and the raw chemicals will prioritize mining first. Let's hope we don't get hit by meteoroids in the nebula. That's always tough. The nebula destroys our shields. I think we're not going to have missile support on this one because we don't have the ammunition. Just going to make sure Saul's not the guy in front. Oh, they got a nest. Doesn't seem too bad so far. Oh, we blew a hole in the wall. That's convenient. Look at 3 of the big guys. We already killed 2, so as long as I don't have a bunch more of them on the other end of the ship, we're fine. Back this guy up a little bit. Make him come out here to fight us. There we go. I want to get Aspen to go and open this door. Perfect. Let's try to get into here. Oh, there is another nest on the other end. We gotta get over there quick and kill all those eggs. I think that shouldn't be a problem with this terrain. Don't know if we want to rescue this guy. I think we have too many people on board as it is. But I mean, he's cocooned by aliens, so we kind of have to, right? Our guys don't have very good aim yet. Or they're wounded and tired, maybe. Okay, let's send one team around here to deal with these couple eggs. And the other team over here. Here we go. I think that should be all of them. Oh, there's one more here. Stop biting Zyphra. Okay, we've explored everything. Let's talk to this Alan character. See what he wants. I was worried I'd been hanging in there forever. That's how I ended up hanging on a wall and my crew running away yelling, "Hang in there!" Ooh, energy. This was definitely worth. Three blue crystals off of that. Okay, who's our new guy that just came on board? Was it Alan? It's Alan. Alan has the alien infection, so we have to make sure that he gets over to the quarantine section on board the other ship. Have him come in and pick the right shuttle. That's good. So we can dock directly over in the bay here. Perfect. Didn't really design this medical bay with the quarantine in mind, but it really works well for that purpose. Incoming civilian ship. Nice. We might be able to buy some more energy from them. See what other ships are in the area. I think we will wait for that. Got some catching up to do anyway with our onboard ship tasks. We've actually picked up a lot of infra blocks just from randomly looting them from other ships that we've destroyed. So that's pretty good. That's going to help out our ship build. We're getting close to the amount of resources that we need, I think. We're still lacking on base metals and raw chemicals. Arcadia, what have you got for us? Please tell me it's blue crystals. No blue crystals. That's sad. Okay, what do you actually want to buy from us? And what can you give us instead? We could buy a bunch more energy cells. So the things we really want are raw chemicals, which they don't have. Blue crystals, which they don't have. What else do we need? Base metals they don't have. Noble metals they don't have. They have a lot of energy cells, which means we could buy them kind of cheap. That would save us some energy in the next space battle that we get into, or for recharging our shields or operating the robots. So I think we might want to give up some of our cash for energy cells. Alternately, we could buy energy rods, which I'm not entirely sure if that's more efficient or not. Let's see what it takes to make an energy cell, because I don't remember off the top of my head. So an energy cell is made from a third of an energy rod and an electronics component. I think we have the ability to produce electronics components from recycled scrap. Yeah, we can produce them from tech scrap, and we have no tech scrap currently, though. Could start taking tech scrap off of the ship here. But I think that means we do need to buy some energy cells, is the bottom line here. We're gonna buy, like, 4 energy cells and a couple energy rods as well. And we could buy some refined chemicals. We have 5 refined chemicals, so we don't necessarily need to do that. Let's see if we can manage on the chemicals that we already have. I just noticed we have a large accumulation of biomatter. We should probably try to get rid of some of that. Let's also see if we can sell some unused scrap here. We have 90 units of rubble in our storage. I'm not sure how that got there, but we can get rid of that. Oh, Alan's upset because he is healthy again, but not able to leave the quarantine. Okay, that's easily fixed. Oh, let's see what they actually want to trade for. I think it's going to be carbon. We might sell them some carbon. Yeah, let's sell them 3 carbon. It's not the greatest deal, but we do kind of need money a little bit if we want to be able to buy some raw materials soon. And I don't think they had any interest in buying our plastic. I think we're done with the salvaging, and we're almost done with the trading, so we should be able to leave before this next pirate ship gets here. Let's get ready for jump. Or we could rob them. Who are we robbing? Sorry, I didn't quite catch all of that. Okay, the pirates have stopped here, but we can go around the long way. Okay, good. We evaded the androids. Resistance would have been futile anyway. Yeah, here we got base metals, which is really good, because we're completely out. What's going on with Alan here? Oh, he's resting after his isolation, because he was stuck in there with no, like, food or anything for a while. I think I should put in a feature request. It just occurred to me to have like a designated quarantine zone on board a ship where crew members who are sick would go there. No place to store items. That's a problem. That means we got all of our storage is full here. We were looking at 90 units of rubble a minute ago. Let's try to get rid of like all of that. because it's only worth like 1 credit apiece. There's like 70 rebel units. Yeah, let's just go ahead and start ejecting that. That'll free up some storage real quick. Goodbye, rebel. Beautiful, beautiful stream of scrap metal. Just throwing off into the cosmos. That should solve our problems there. Okay. I wonder if we risk going after the noble metals in this sector. I don't think we do. I think we could. I'm kind of hoping we'll run into that Merchant Federation ship we saw earlier. There's another pirate ship. How are we doing on ammo and stuff like that now? We're still out of ammo. Okay, we're just gonna run the blockade here and hope for the best. Evasion! No. I'll see what their ship looks like, because I don't remember. It's been a while. But I think the air shields might be down. They might be damaged as well. Drop all the junk on the squiddy last moon, Colonel. Yeah, that could work. Hey, look, we're fighting in a ship graveyard. It's the graveyard of your buddies. Sucks to be you. Alright. This ship has no damage aside from the shield, so we're gonna leave it alone and just keep flying. Because we don't have any ammo for our rockets. So we can't really damage their hull that much. Oh, we can't damage their hull at all, really. Oh, I forgot, we just came out of the nebula, so we have no shields. Shoot. Okay, well, we didn't take too much damage there. That wasn't too bad. There's another pirate ship in this next sector. The pirates actually left the sector after we jumped, so we can drop back in the same sector and just recharge our shields for a minute. Here we go. Oh, shoot. Nadia got infected. And so did Quinn. Crap, okay. I'm gonna get them both to this shuttle. Nadia died. Oh no. Oh man, she's like one of our first crew members. She was with us since the beginning. She was good at everything. That sucks. Oh, that's so bad. She had a seizure and died because the alien infection got on board somehow. All infections can be cured by the airlock. I mean, aliens are vacuum resistant, so I'm not entirely sure if that's true. If we're being honest. Okay, we just gotta hope that Quinn doesn't puke anybody on the way over to the quarantine zone. Okay, let's review the rest of the crew. Alan has a condition that prevents him from eating. I have a suspicion that he might also be infected. Edward's also infected. This is a disaster. Okay. Let's do this. We're gonna close all our vents for a minute. Let's clear the bridge. It's kind of the ship's so busy it's hard to have people like avoid each other. I mean, Edward isn't a route by himself. We could just technically lock him in there. People could just go around. This is kind of an arterial hallway, but there are other ways around. So yeah, let's do that. Just gonna lock Edward in this room, and he's just gonna be there for a while. And then what about Alan? I think we need to lock Alan in a room too. He can stay in this room over here. Leave Jean alone. Hope he didn't infect Jean. Thing is, Alan's injured though. See if we can get him to sleep while he's in here. He's probably not going to. Cannot eat due to condition. Spore eruption. Oh, it does say that. Okay. Let's see if any other crew members have that condition. Quinn actually does not have the condition, even though she's currently infected. Cypher has crawler bites, but that's okay, actually. And Alan. Alan is at this station here. He needs to be quarantined, too. Where could we quarantine him? We can quarantine him in this hull stabilizer room. Did I quarantine? Were there two people named Alan? Quarantine the wrong person. There's an Alan. No, they were both infected. Okay, I think we've contained the infection now. We'll see in a couple days what happens. It's like that historical documentary Aliens. Yeah, of course. It's tough because the infection can be hard to spot, so we can never be entirely sure. As long as there's still one infected crew member, there could be others. And you know, a couple people passed each other in the hallway as we were sending them to the quarantine areas, so it's hard to say. But hopefully we got it under control now. Give folks a minute to get back to their stations. Okay, good enough. I'm still bummed that Nadia died. That's so rough. We actually, Nadia, at one point, the ship actually got destroyed, and Nadia was one of the two people that rebuilt it from the ground up, from basically nothing. It was just like a hunk of scrap. It was a derelict, and we fixed it. She was one of the two people that survived that. The loser, when we're so close to the end, is like, that kills me. Okay, so we're just running the blockade here. We don't really want to get involved with these guys because they cost us too much money to shoot them. Okay, let's see. I guess some Nova medals. We'll stop here for that. Hopefully we can also use this interval to skip the pirates in the next sector. I wonder if I let somebody out of quarantine too early, or if it was just somebody got infected that I didn't notice when they were wandering around in the hallways. Oh, this is, the vents are all closed. He's gonna die from CO2 poisoning. Let's not have that. Oh, we actually lost a turret here. They shot one of our rocket turrets. That's pretty rude. Quinn is having a seizure. Quinn is already in quarantine. It's fine. Quinn, you're fine. Did Quinn die? I think Quinn's dying. Quinn's unconscious, but not dead. That means we could have somebody grab Quinn and put her on the med bed, but if we do, there's a risk that they're going to become infected and get worse. Is the thing. We could maybe have Alan do that. Alan seems like he's fine, actually. I think he's better now. Okay, we're gonna have Alan go and put Quinn in the medical bed and hope that she survives. We'll stay out of this room for a minute. That's weird. I picked her up somehow through a locked door. Seems like a bug. Okay, we put Quid in the medical bed. Does Alan have the ability to treat her? She has no injuries, technically, so we actually can't do anything with her. Just have to hope that she... This is supplied with IV fluid, which is all she needs right now, technically, so... we're gonna hope that that's enough. Try to avoid the mess area when we send Alan back to quarantine. I think because he interacted with that person, we're gonna leave him in quarantine a little longer, just in case. We're just gonna pass by Trina here. Who else is still infected? Is somebody still locked up here? Edward. How's Edward doing? I think Edward's fine. Charming prize fighter. He's at full health. He's good to go. You can let him out of quarantine. Do we have anybody else quarantined over here? Alan, we still have quarantined over here. He's erupting spores all over the place. That's not a good idea. Shouldn't do that, Alan. Please don't. Okay. I wish we had an airlock over here so we could directly transfer him to the other ship and put him in the quarantine there. I'm concerned that he's just going to get worse and worse if we don't get him to a medical bed. But the medical beds here are all in a high traffic area, which is a bad idea. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to lock this door. And I don't know why this door exists. We're going to lock this door. And this door. And this door. And we're just going to transfer Alan on his own one room at a time here and get him over to the other ship. At some point we're going to have to evacuate the bridge so he can walk through there. That point is going to be as soon as he gets here, I think. Or as soon as he gets into this next room. Okay, so now we can lock this and this. And unlock this. Sorry, this is going to be a little bit fiddly, guys. Bear with me. Who went to sleep in the bed Alan used? He's been in this room for a couple days, I think. So, I don't think anybody slept there. Okay, so we gotta evacuate the bridge now. We're in a meteorite shower, but our shields are full, so we should be okay for like a minute or two. There's like a million people trying to come down this corridor. Not a good time, guys. Okay. What if we get Alan in a spacesuit? I think that'll protect everybody. Oh, damn it. Everybody out! Everybody out! I let Edward out of quarantine too soon. Alan, stay out. Had a seizure. Of course he had to have a seizure in the mess hall when everybody was there. Is he dead? He's unconscious, but not dead. Okay, Edward... Alan, you're gonna pick up Edward and you're gonna take him with you to the quarantine on board the other ship. Please stop trying to walk into the quarantine zone. Oh my goodness. It's like everybody's conspiring to try to get infected. Okay. So these guys, we're gonna have everybody... You guys can all march out onto the bridge now. Problem is we're creating these huge pathing issues by just like cutting off major sections in the middle of the ship. So of course everybody's gonna try to walk through the areas where we're having our guy walk through. Okay. Yeah, you can't come in here. This is locked. This is locked. Okay, so you're gonna take him over there. Your standard issue equipment for all personnel, a small brass bell used when infected. I mean, brass is supposed to be good at fighting infections. So there's that, I guess. Is Quinn gonna die? I think Quinn's gonna die. I'm not entirely sure where these guys are going, actually, since Quinn is already occupying the other quarantine area. I feel like this happened on the last Brutal playthrough, too, that somebody got infected, like, real late in the game, and, like, 4 or 5 people on the ship got infected. And it took a long time to get rid of all the infection. Oh, we could actually just... We could quarantine the airlock for a little while. We can't do it for too long because all of our, like, supply storage is in here. And it's also the only way through the center section of the ship. So it's pretty bad. So maybe we can let our guy rest here for a minute and just, like, try to not die. Okay. We're gonna close off that section and see if the ship can manage to function for a while without having any storage. Seems unlikely. Maybe we can undraft the shuttle, I think. Hopefully there's no route that I forgot to get into the airlock section. I think we're good. We just go to bed. Oh, I never built that new bed. Let's work on that. Eventually, sometime. Of course, we're not going to be able to get into storage to get the materials to build the bed. Quinn is healing slowly, technically. Her spore eruption is going down. Quinn's. So she might heal eventually. Alan seems fine. I'm tempted to release him. The other Alan, that is. We've got here going on in the next sector. Let's try to get this mining... Okay, we do have the mining going on. So we are doing something productive here. Need to keep traveling as we're fighting the disease here. Oh, we have 17 submachine guns that we brought on. We captured from pirates. I just noticed. We gotta sell those and make some money. You have no path, of course, to the storage. Alan has a spore eruption that he's healing from, and so does Edward. So it's a good thing we quarantined both of these guys. We're just gonna wait it out and hope the ship doesn't run out of, like, energy or something. I think we got a couple energy rods in here, so I think we'll be okay. Wonder if there's a way we can allow only the robots to go through here. I think there's not. What we could do to ease the problems a little bit is open up a doorway through here. Actually, they can go this way. They can go across here and then through there and then around. So that's fine. It's just a really convoluted route, that's all. See how our spore eruption over here is doing. Quinn is slowly also healing. Let's get underway here. We're done with our mining operation. At some point we're gonna get in big trouble because we don't have access to our storage. Hopefully we can put that off as long as possible. Oh shit. Okay. They passed us by, thank goodness. This is like the worst place to get an infection is the pirate sector. We're surrounded by enemies. Oh, we got another civilian ship. Please have good stuff for us to trade. If they have energy rods, we're going to buy some energy rods. That'll help us sustain without having access to storage. Drunk on Turkey. Good ship name. They have water, ice, they have energy rods, they have blue crystals. These guys are our saviors. Let's see. Blue crystals. I'm going to fill the rest of this load with energy rods. I don't think... Do we actually need ice? We do need ice. Yeah, we do. Okay. I don't want to sell a refined hyperfuel because then we'll have to manufacture more, which means we'll have to get green crystals from storage. I do want to sell our shotguns, which we never use. We can just afford to get rid of them. No, I take that back. I don't want to sell anything because in order to sell something, I have to get it from storage. We want to just spend cash right now and do everything cash. Okay, so we're going to bring these. And then we're going to buy 10 ice units. And I think that should be sufficient. Edwards still has a spore eruption, so I'm not sure why he's up and about. He needs to be in the medical bed. So let's have him be in this bed instead. I think that's a little bit farther away. I wonder if we need to build like a small storage outside of the main storage area just for temporary use, so the crew has somewhere to put things. Let's put storages back here. We're not going to be able to build that because we don't have the ability to get blocks from storage. I'm a slow learner. Here we go. We might have... I was going to say we might have stuff that hasn't gone there yet, but even that would be... The two robots that are just stuck in there waiting to do their tasks and they can't do it. Bathroom door doesn't need to be locked. If we can use the bathroom. That's... Oh no, we got another infected guy. Oh god, it's endless. It's endless. I can't even. Stay out. Get out. Okay. Okay, I hope that's all of them. Quinn is still healing from spore eruption. How's Alan doing? Alan's starving to death, but otherwise he's okay. I think we're gonna let Alan go. You go back to normal. That's this Ellen, not the other Ellen. I think the telltale sign is that they have a condition that prevents them from eating. Let's make sure we have nobody who has that condition that's not already in the med bay in quarantine. Quinn's already in med bay. Tate is feeling ill. I think nobody else has any detectable symptoms at this point. Even the new stuff that we bought is in the quarantine zone, so we can't win. Alan, voice in his head. Spread the pox, Alan. Do grandfather Nurgle's work. Grandfather Nurgle's a mean old curmudgeon, and he should keep his diseases to himself. Oh, we're still waiting for a trade. $32 job errors. Not ideal. Oh, Brendan does need to be drafted here in the factory room. Quinn might actually... No, she still has the cannot eat condition. Her spores are gone, but she's still sick. Edward is still sick. Alan is actually doing tasks. He's actually restocking the medical things. That's pretty good. Still can't eat, so I think he's... If he wasn't sick before, he is now. Cannot eat, condition. Recovery boosted, sleeping, feeling ill. Yeah. I think we're stuck in the position of having to make it to the end of the game on whatever hyperfuel is left in the tanks. Or just get out of this sector and find a safer sector to hang out in. What we could also do, which could be kind of amusing, we could send all of our... We could find somebody that provides medical service and just send all of our infected people over to their ship. Check the safety seal on the medical equipment. Alan just restocked. Yeah, no kidding. Do we harvest this? I don't think we need that right now. What we need to do is... What we need right now is to find a buttload of base metals. Oh no. And maybe some blue crystals would be nice too. I have a feeling that Quinn's not going to make it. I think she's going to have another outbreak before she's able to recover from the damage from the first outbreak. The origin, 2002-1014. Not sure what that means. Is that like the beginning of when they first started planning this game? Oh, these are the two things that we needed, both together in the same sector. I wonder... Actually, even the mining resources are dropped off at the airlocks. That doesn't really help us. What we could maybe do... Let's have the second ship be responsible for all the mining instead of the first ship. So let's... This is something that I almost never do, but now we're doing it. So, there we go. Okay. There's a season and a reason for everything. Oh, this poor bot ran out of battery because he was just stuck here in the storage. Cannot eat. Feeling ill. Cannot eat. I wish these med beds were a little bit further apart. I hope they're not just like reinfecting each other. That can definitely happen. I've seen it before. Sam, why do you betray me? So walk halfway around the ship too. Okay, you know what? You're gonna be in there. You're gonna stay there. Oh, he found a gap in our defenses. Sorry, Sam. Not this time. I wonder, maybe we should just break the crew up into small groups and just have them all wait it out in different areas for a couple days. That might be the way to go here. I just don't know, we don't have that much space on board to be able to do that, though. It's tough because it's like confined quarters, everybody's close to each other. I'm really looking forward to when Quinn can recover so that we can open the ship up again. I mean, the ship is basically fine. We don't have to quarantine anywhere except for this one room where the medical bay is. So as long as we don't have anybody there needing medical attention, we're fine. The problem is we can't bring resources over to this ship at all because they're stuck in storage no matter what. Leave each other alone. Do not fight. Wait, Selena's fine now. She's better. What is she even doing in this room? Was she infected? How did she get here? She came over from the other ship, I bet. Oh, crap. I didn't think of that. I don't know how to deal with that. We could turn off allow trade. And allow refill. That might do the trick. Now we have to quarantine Selena in a different room for a couple days. Let's quarantine, since we have no base metals anyway, let's quarantine her in the metal refinery. She's gonna probably just die from discomfort in here, but whatever. Meteoroids, no. Please don't wound my crew members. There's no recovering from that. All the med bays are full. We're busy. So I'm hoping that turning off trade will prevent crew members from traveling from one ship to the other via shuttle, but I'm not entirely sure if that's the case. Super unfortunate that our airlock is also our med bay in this instance. Okay, it's just the three of them wandering around. He's still got Spore Eruption, 5 points. Tate might be fine now. We're gonna put him in a different room and see. He's either in the I'm incubating, I'm secretly still sick stage, or he's in the I'm better now stage. It's hard to can't tell at this point. It's too early. Alan might also be okay now. Day 362. Captain, we're picking up rumors from the crew deck, something about a purge. Are we having problems with the reactor? No comment. Okay, we can open this. And we're gonna stick Ellen in the life support room over here. Because I think he's fine now. I don't think he needs any more medical attention. So if he's fine in a couple of days, then he can go back to doing whatever it is that he normally does. Same with Tate here. Sam. Oh, Sam's already quarantined. That's fine. Sam, you stay the way you are and continue being Sam. Okay. Quinn still has 10 points worth of Spore Eruption, but she keeps getting up out of bed for some reason and going wandering around the ship covered with spores. Oh, I just noticed we're in a solar flare sector. We're okay, though. We got time. My big worry is that we either run out of energy rods in our reactors or run out of hyperfuel in our hyperdrives. Are we doing on raw chemicals? We might need to stop. I don't want to spend this much energy, though, is the thing. Can't really afford to do a derelict either. If we could get this base metal, that'd be fantastic, but this is going to be a bit risky. We only got a couple hours before pirates get here. I think we can do it. I think we're going to keep all the current people quarantined until we see no new infections on board anything. We definitely know that Edward's still infected, right? Yeah. I wonder if the robots can spread infection. Probably not, right? I have a feeling that we need to get Sam to the med bay. Let's try to do the bridge evacuation thing again. Oh, we can't do that now because we got pirates coming in. We actually need our bridge. Okay, we're done with mining. Yeah, this is what I'm worried about. We're starting to run out of hyperfuel. We have to make a risky jump and then repair the drives here. Let's jump and then we'll worry about what to do next. Sam's having a seizure, saw that coming. Let's try to get out of the pirate sector. I think that's our... I had to open my mouth. Okay, yeah, so we can't even restock our shield generators right now because we have somebody quarantined in the shield generator zone. It's real bad. It's real bad, guys. Okay. It's only gonna get worse as long as we keep having new infections on board. We could theoretically have Edward be the one that carries him over, since Edward's already also infected. Let's figure out how quickly we can get out of here. Day 363. Captain got a strange request from engineering. They want flamethrowers. Something to do with defrosting the major gubbins. Shall I approve the request? Let's not. The only thing I've ever seen flamethrowers used for on board the ship is to have crew members try to commit suicide by starting fires. So that seems like maybe not the best plan. Oh, come on. Can't afford to wait. Pirates move. Please tell me this is a safe sector. Oh, this is the last sector. Yeah, so unfortunately we weren't able to we weren't able to do our third ship build before the ending because of the quarantine striking us. So, kind of just hosed all of our plans here. Why can't we jump? Oh, we're out of hyperfuel. Okay, we got a lot of micromanagement to do in a real short period of time here because we gotta get our guys out of the storage and get them somewhere else, so that we can refuel our hyperdrives. And we gotta do it before the pirates come back. We We've got to make sure nobody else gets infected. Sound complicated yet? Okay, let's see. So we're gonna unlock this. We're gonna lock this. Okay, we got access to a shuttle. That's a start. So we can get this guy out of storage. Okay. Ideally, I would like for him to take Sam with him. It's the thing. Because Sam also needs medical attention. How's Quinn doing? Quinn's still not healed. She's slowly starving to death. But there's nothing we can do about it, really. I think what we might want to do is actually invest some time in building new medical beds in areas of the ship that are not that used. Like the solar panel area would be great if we could put a bed in here. We could put a medical bed there. And we could just quarantine everybody in there. So maybe instead of... Let's see what else we got going on here. So we're gonna have... We need a path for this guy to get to Sam over on the other side there. I think we're gonna take a risk and release Tate. Let's, Sam is feeling ill and has a spore eruption, so he's gonna... Cell's gonna get worse. How do we get somebody over to him without disrupting all the ship's operations? A364, who keeps leaving the post-it notes on the vent cargo button? They say, press me. Okay, let's get our guys off the bridge. All of our guys off the bridge, Doriana. And girls. And, you know, other people as well. Okay, let's see. This being non-binary is a thing. Alright. Let's see. Okay, so the bridge is going to be off limits for a little while here. Mining pods off limits. We're going to close this down and this. Okay, now I think we've got a clear run to get to Sam. But we have to close this. Then we can open this and open this. Okay, and then the only person who's in the way that we have to get rid of, by get rid of I mean move to a different room, is Tate. We're gonna let our guys work the logistics though for a minute because we're so behind on logistics, it's ridiculous. Maybe we build the new medical bay and then we move Sam over there. Okay, so we got that. Let's build a wall here. And then we're gonna build a medical bed over here in this little corner, remote corner where nobody else ever goes. Tate is having a seizure. Damn it, Tate. I trusted you. Where's Tate? Okay, we're gonna lock these doors. God only knows who he infected. Okay. Thing is, he had no conditions. He had no spores or anything. He had no illness. It wasn't saying that he was hungry, or that he couldn't eat, rather. Edward has 3 dots of spore eruption. Still. Oh, we gotta undraft these guys now. Please let no one else get sick. This is like space COVID. It's upsetting. A little bit. Okay, let's see. Let's make this medbay construction high priority. I think we should probably move Edward to the other shuttle when we have the opportunity. I actually feel like the quarantine in the shuttle is working. I think his spore eruption is going down. We're still going to move him over here. Now we can, get our hyperdrives refueled and all that stuff that we've been letting build up that we haven't been able to do for like 3 days. We gotta get some hyperfuel over to the other ship. We gotta refine some hyperfuel. What is Janelle doing here? And Aspen. Oh, they're allowed to be in there now. That's fine. I just realized we have this bedroom locked still. They're all sleeping in the cargo bay because the bedroom was off limits. Okay, and we can also open this up, I guess? No, why are you in there with Sam? How did you get there? Crap, I screwed up. All these people are gonna be sick now. Oh, damn it. Get out of there. Okay, we're gonna put them all in separate rooms. Oh, there was like 6 people in there too. That's the worst. You're gonna be here. You 2 are gonna be here. It's like half the ship's crew now. Sam can stay there. You 3 can stay there. We need to get this extra medical bay online. Pronto. Oh, unreachable, that's okay. Miss Selena says she's hungry and uncomfortable, but doesn't say that she wandered into the quarantine zone, I think, earlier. That's why we put her in there. Edward could be okay. No, he's still not okay. He's still sick. Still has a condition that prevents him from eating. We still have no hyperfuel on board the second ship. This is a real big problem. We need to, like, micromanage some hyperfuel production. Jobs. No jobs associated with this facility. That seems wrong. No path found from... Oh, we gotta open this. And this. What was that? Slept on the floor, job unreachable. Okay. Are they all trying to use this machine or what? They are. I'm gonna stop this machine so they stop trying to put stuff in it. And we'll turn off logistics to it as well. Sam is awake. That helps us out a little bit. She could potentially walk to a medical bay if I can make a path for her. We're gonna move her. We're gonna start by just moving her one room over. I'm gonna do this one room at a time because every time I try to make a long path, I screw it up and we end up causing more infections. Okay. So you're in this room now. So that means we can open up this room, right? Good. So we can restock the shields now. That's good. The bridge needs to be locked up. And then we can open this. Wonder if I should actually go the other way. I don't really have that option, actually. Okay, we got that. We lock that. We can unlock that. Oh, can't unlock multiple doors at a time. No, with that shift click anyway. I need to keep these locked because those are where these guys are quarantined. I could technically spread these guys out into 2 different rooms. Let's move Helena away from the other 2. So we're basically rendered all of our grow beds inoperable except for 1, which is super unfortunate. But we have bigger problems at the moment. Need to wait for people to get out of the airlock. In order to be able to do that, though, we need to get hyperfuel logistics done. This robot has no energy. This guy, do some hyperfuel. This ship's probably running out of energy cells too, a little bit. Okay, we got that. We got this room clear now for the moment. There's a robot working in there. That's okay. As far as we know, anyway. Maybe we can let people into this room. I think that should be fine. Unlock all this other stuff that we locked on the way over here. I know this is a little tedious, guys. I'm sorry about that. But we're just trying to survive this illness here. Trying to see if there's a faster way I can lock and unlock doors. Seems like not really. I could quickly see if they're locked or unlocked, which is helpful. See, where am I trying to get to again? Here. I think we can take the upper industry route here. Do 2 rooms at a time because there's nobody in either room. And we can actually do this, that. Gotta make a beeline here. I think yeah, we made it. Okay, so that's finally over for Sam at least. Sam's gonna be in there for a while. What do we got going on over here? Hungry. Fatigued. Hungry. Low energy. Tate is still spilling spores left and right all over the place. Was Doriana meant to be quarantined? I think she just got stuck here. I think. Someone's mean to me, work, awake. Stockholm Syndrome. I don't think she was intended to be quarantined. I think she just got trapped in a room or couldn't figure out her pathing. Yeah, of course all the Grobed tasks are unreachable. That's gonna happen. What's Quinn doing? Did we manage to free this up yet? Work not allowed on the ship crew management menu. Quinn seems to be better. No, she still can't eat. Is there any other place we can build a med bay? Maybe here. Won't be able to do composting, but that's not really the end of the world. So which areas are isolated? That's correct. This area needs to be opened up. What's that? That's nothing. There's no reason for that to be locked. Okay, I think that's good. Oh, this is needing IV fluid. Unfortunate. Hope Sam can heal without IV fluid. I mean, she can't eat, though. That's tough. I wonder if we can get a robot to do it. Let's see. We can. We can assign a robot. Yeah, we're gonna allow traffic through that door. Okay, so the robot's gonna bring an IV fluid and then leave again, and then we're gonna lock this door once again. Perfect. We finally have a little bit of surplus hyperfuel on board here. I'm surprised this medical bed hasn't used up this unit of IV fluid. It seems like she's just living off of that indefinitely. That's weird. How's Ed doing here? Lonely, hungry. Seems otherwise okay. We're drafted for a long time, yeah, we know. Are these people having spore outbreaks, or are they just passing out from exhaustion or something? Can't really tell. I think they're just exhausted, because they were trapped in a weird pathing situation for a long time. But that being said, I don't know. I think they're just out of energy. Why are you just like chilling in here? What's your deal? The robot just went through a locked door. That's a bug. That's absolutely a bug. I mean, that's okay, actually. That works in our favor. It's just super weird, I think. Okay, I get it. You can't work the grow bed. Stop giving me notifications about it. Okay. How are we doing here with our, like, basic resources and stuff? 13 energium, 18 rods. Here's the thing. The people that are in quarantine are not going to be able to get to their cryopods. So, if we make this jump, we have to decide, are we going to risk letting the crew get infected, or are we going to let them die from the hyperspace sickness? I think we just have to sit here and wait. We're just going to wait it out. Tate's still sick and untreated. Only fatigued, major discomfort, hungry, uncontrolled environment. I think we're gonna take a risk again and let some of these people out. We just can't have the half the crew just not in here. Let's try these two first. I don't understand why they're sleeping in this room. There's no pathing issue down here anymore. That's interesting. Oh, Gene's actually harvesting the crops that got generated from this grow bed, which is actually good. Somebody's in there to tend them. So I don't know what he's doing actually. I think he was harvesting them. Out of fertilizer. Are we out of raw chemicals? We are. Can we find more raw chemicals in this sector? I think the answer is no. Not unless we go to the nebula, which we don't really want to do. Oh, tough situation. The whole crew's gonna slowly start to starve if we don't have any fertilizer, is the thing. Selena's been in here forever. She's shown no further sign of infection. I think we can let her out. She is unconscious, but she's also exhausted, like stuck, you know, unable to go anywhere or do anything. I think these guys are okay. Fatigued and hungry, but comfortable. I'm hoping we dodge a bullet with these guys, and I'm just not letting them out too early. Okay, so almost all the crew is back to normal. Tate being a notable exception. And Sam also being a notable exception. Sam's almost getting better. Feel like maybe. Quinn... I think Quinn might be fine now. I'm gonna give her a little more time. She had a huge infection. Should we let Ed out is a question. I think he's okay now too, I'm gonna say. Can we make him go to a medbed? We can. Let's have him go to a medbed just as a precaution. Do some healing. Day 365, sung to the tune of Good Ship Lollipop. On the plague ship full of rot, where Alan laugh and the spores erupt, we all starve because the doors are stuck. I don't know the tune. But yeah, that's pretty much what's going on. Sam, okay. Recovery boosted sleeping. Craving carbs. No, Sam's still got a spore eruption. Quinn is starving. I think when we get through all this, we're gonna end up finding out that we don't have enough cryopods. We're gonna have to spend some more time building. Maybe I'll just build a couple extra preemptively now. This door doesn't need to exist. Or actually, does it? thinking. These could be separate rooms if I move this pod over by one, which I think is what I originally intended the store to be for. So I don't want to have all the pods in one room all the time. I think I built out this extra hall and then never finished the room, is what happened. And we're just gonna wall this off. This outer room here could conceivably be another quarantine room. Cannot raise oxygen levels. That seems to be an issue. We should... It's probably because we have somebody quarantined in one of the oxygen rooms. I rebelled from the uncomfortable environment. I made a major vitamin deficiency. I think he's fine now, and I've been neglecting him. Maybe we actually send him to medbed too. I think things are starting to get better. We're getting there, guys. Quinn is starving. I think we're gonna discharge Quinn at this point. Quinn, go get something to eat, for heaven's sake. Hopefully something more interesting than algae. Oh, she's going back to the other ship. So this ship's back to normal fully, assuming nobody else gets infected, which it doesn't seem like they are. Tate is harvesting this one grow bed that he's still stuck with. We're gonna move, as soon as Tate's done doing what he's currently doing, we're gonna move him over to the next room here. We're gonna slowly start moving him over to this section here. Alright, so Gene, you're good there. State isn't really, I think, getting better on his own. His spore eruption just keeps growing and growing. And I think we're gonna release Sam. She doesn't have the cannot eat, does she? No, she's good. So we just need to get Tate over here and treat Tate. And then I think that could be everybody. This door doesn't go anywhere, so I don't have to lock it, technically. Okay, I think Tate can make it down here now. And we can restart our metal refinery, by the way. And restart the logistics as well. Okay, so now it's just Tate in quarantine. Everybody else is good to go. I think that's it, right? Quinn's got a lot of resting and recuperation to do, but she's over the illness. How's Alan doing? Says he's resting in a medical bed. I'm happy we had enough resources to get through that whole crisis without having to, like, let anybody die. Aside from poor Nadia, who was the first one to go. So I think with everybody but Tate feeling better, we could actually afford to go back now and start looking for raw chemicals. Let's do that now. Just make sure we have enough hyperfuel in each ship here. We got some. That should be fine. Our industry's still a little behind, partly due to the loss of Nadia. Oxygen's still low across the board here. We need another oxygen generator. Not sure where that's gonna go. Could go back here, since we're not using the space anymore. That'll do. Let's jump. Pirates, no. I don't want to be here. Nebula. Getting intercepted in a nebula is the worst. It's just a huge waste of energy for everyone involved. We can fight these guys, technically. But they're going to do damage to us, too, because we're in the nebula. All our shields are going to be down. We still have no ammunition because we're out of raw chemicals, so let's not... and just leave. I wonder if we can hail them and offer a ceasefire. I think we should do that. Think about releasing our prisoners. Nah. Yeah, we ended the ceasefire because we were leaving the sector. Give them the infected crew, yeah. Oh, we're down to only one infected person now, I think, so... I think we're okay there. Oh, we could trade with the military alliance. It would be interesting... Oh, we might send our one infected crew member over to the military alliance ship for medical treatment and see what happens. That could be an interesting little experiment. I think I'm going to create a new save game just for that, so we can do that later. I think I'm going to do that right this minute here. Section. So we're going to try that out at some point. Probably as soon as we finish the playthrough here. Okay, the MAS Silvertail, what have you got for us, sir? You have 3 blue crystals, which we will probably buy here. Do you have any raw chemicals? Yes, all the raw chemicals. We're gonna buy all your raw chemicals. We'll start with that. There's a lot of optronics components for some reason on board. They want assault rifles, which is nice for us because we got a bunch of them. We're gonna get some blue crystals for sure. We actually need green crystals now, too. Could maybe think about getting some energy cells. I think we're okay, though. So, we could sell shotguns. This isn't the best price. We're gonna sell some submachine guns, even though this isn't a good price, because we have so many of them. And we're going to use that money to buy energy cells and maybe some more green crystals. Energy cells are so expensive. How are we doing on carbon? We got 20 carbon. We're doing on water. Could use a little more water. We have a lot of biomatter. We should probably sell some since we're not able to keep up with composting. Oh, these guys also are selling carbon and they want plastic, but that costs raw chemicals, so we're not going to do that. That is to say, to manufacture plastic just to sell. Raw chemicals is a current thing that we're... Actually, these guys are also selling raw chemicals, so that would be completely fine, except that... No, let's not do that, because we're going to use all of our raw chemicals right away on manufacturing explosive ammo. So happy Tate finally has access to a med bed, and he's going to get better. Our logistics is so backlogged that we can't even... Oh, hold on. We have all these turned off. That's why. We gotta allow refilling and trading, for sure. That'll probably speed up the trade a little bit. Also enable us to resupply the ship a little better, hopefully. Wonder if we can get another composter online. We probably need some composting on board this ship, because there's a lot of water stuff going on here. A lot of biomatter production. It's currently getting carted over to the other ship for processing. The other ship's not able to keep up anymore. So we need to do something different. Where can we put a composter section? Could put them over here by the cryopods and the generator, I guess. Need one more spot. There we go. So that's one composter, two composters, three composters. Actually, probably two more is going to be enough. I'm going to leave one spot free for an oxygen generator. Oh, we got an android ship coming in. We got to finish our last trade here. Looks like we're good. Things are getting back to normal on board here. Except for poor Tate, who refuses to stay in his medical bed. He's one of those tough guys like, I feel fine. Let me out of here. We're gonna go check out this other nebula. avoid that Android chip. How are we doing on ice? We could use a little more ice. But I want to stop in the nebula first. Going around, taking a long way around to avoid this Android chip. Oh, the androids don't come this way. Okay, we're good. Here we actually have a derelict that we can check out. We can get some resources that way. Oh no, we don't. Did I imagine that? I guess I did. Well, our chemicals, nice. We've traded with the drunk on Turkey before. Is there anything that they want that we didn't sell them before? We could buy more ice if we wanted to. I think let's do that, because it's cheap. We could buy some Hyperium. Sell them some processed fuel. Is that worth it? Let me quickly check what it makes, what it takes to make Hyperium, excuse me. Oh, it takes half a unit of Hyperium. Yeah, that's worth it. Okay, so making profit by trading away some hyperfuel. So we're changing the same amount of hyperfuel here, basically. And then we're getting 5 water units. And then maybe 2 energy rods to make up the cost of changing the Hyperium. Let's throw in a third and another Hyperium unit. And another energy rod. I think that'll do nicely. Now, the thing I'm wondering is, do we want to try to build our last ship here? Maybe we'll do that at the very end, like right before we jump into the ending sector. See all the extra guns? Yeah, I was thinking about it. I feel like they're not giving us terribly good prices. Yeah, I mean, this SMG price is terrible. I think we can do better. Shotgun maybe we could do. Give them a couple shotguns. This isn't the best price either, but it's okay-ish. And here we could just take cash. And I think that's the way to go, unless we want to buy like a bunch of infra blocks or something for our ship construction. But I think we're good. Oh man, incoming solar flare. And meteoroids. Oh, this is a disaster. We gotta get out of here. I regret engaging in this trade. I mean, you know, it's 2020 hindsight. It's not like we could have predicted that that was going to happen. Okay, those both disasters hit exactly at the same time. Okay. We're going to stop here and get ice. And then we're going to get out of the nebula and recharge our shields and all that good stuff. Have any hull breaches? We have low CO2 in here. I think that's... Trying to decide if that's temporary or if we need another CO2 producer. This is 50% utilization, so I think we're good. I think this will sort itself out eventually. It's all the plants are just breathing at once because they finally got resources to grow again. I have some things in the log here saying micro breach, but I think they were already fixed by crew members before I even noticed them. Gotta repair our hyperdrives here. How's Tate doing? I think Tate's finally better. Gonna let him out. Hooray, we survived the infection. Most of us. Everybody except Nadia. Oh, we got lots of food on board the Lysimachos. Holy crap. Do we not have a minimum transfer rule? Let's take a look. We don't have a food transfer rule over here. There we go. We should start bringing food from the farming ship over to the other ship now. I think it was bringing food over, but it was only doing it on demand when the kitchen was actually empty. Now we should actually have some food coming over in storage. Okay, we recruited Luna. Luna was impressed by our ability to beat back the infection, I guess. Osada's a prisoner. Yeah, so she could be a reserve OE team member. And she'll just generally help around the ship. Let's check on Brian. How's Brian doing? We'll start recruiting Brian. I think we want to put a wall here, maybe. Still having oxygen issues. I think it's just not that well distributed. I think we have enough overall, maybe. It's kind of hard to tell with a crew this large. Some areas have a way higher concentration and some have lower. I have a feeling we might be trending downward, though. Slowly. Yeah, we're seeing some oxygen starvation in these couple rooms here. They're not super well ventilated, but they're not super poorly ventilated either. We do have this guy coming into play. I don't know. I think we'll leave it alone for now. Okay, let's move on to the next sector. Yeah, we can pick up this Hyperium here. And I think we never checked out this derelict. We'll see about that. We're not bringing on board any more infected crew members. Or potentially infected crew members. Oh, we're bringing the resources on board the wrong ship, because that's how I had it set the last time. Let's fix that. Okay, we're getting our shields back. Very good. Okay, we got food on board the Small Hope now. I feel like the benefit of the solar panels is way more noticeable than I thought it would be. We're definitely conserving more energy now than we were. Didn't think we would have enough solar panels to make a really big dent. I mean, we're also not in a radiation sector, so there's that. Okay, so I'm going to check on this derelict and see if we've done it already. We might have. Seems like no, we have not. Alright. Let's do it. So I'm thinking this is going to be, this alien flight here is going to be our last battle for tonight. Oh, we're missing a Team 1 crew member. We need to promote somebody. Hold on. Peace-loving... Is Tate not a crew member anymore? Thought he was. He was assigned it for a while, I think, but he wasn't any good at weapons. Sam's kind of okay. Alan's a no-brainer. We're taking Alan with us. Alright, Alan. Go get armed up and join the away team. Here we go. Yeah, we see some aliens on board. Oh, that's a big nest. Let's start hitting it with the missiles, since we have missiles now. Those are a thing. Oh, look at all those eggs we just demolished. That's beautiful. Wonderful sight. Sadly, we weren't able to hit the big guy. Run, Aspen, run! Okay. Not sure why the weapon stopped firing. I guess because the ship was destroyed. There we go. Okay, I think we've completely wiped out the nest with a barrage of rockets from our ship's guns. See if we can get in there now. Oh, there's another guy. Oh, danger. Okay, we're good. That was scary for a second there. I thought one of our guys was gonna get torn up. Let's go this way. There's a guy in a cryopod. We're gonna leave the cryopod alone. Okay, we've explored the storm spike. Let's see what we got. Ooh, some pretty good stuff. Food, Hyperium, water, infra blocks, an energy block, and crawler corpses. We also get energy scrap, a little bit of energy scrap, some tech scrap, and some... Do we need soft scrap? I think we're good on soft scrap. I was thinking about taking some of, starting to do production on building materials for the new ship, but I think we're going to need the energy that we have now for the next hyperspace jump. Tate doesn't need to be on the guns anymore. I wonder if they'll demolish that since I have tech scrap set. They probably wouldn't, right? I can't imagine they would. No, they already demolished everything. That wasn't included. Probably won't show up as tech scrap unless I open the pod. Okay. I think we're just about finished with this sector. Now the question remains... oh wait, hold on. We got another unexplored spot here. Let's see what kind of shape these pirates are in. Oh, these are little guy. Oh, we could take them easy. We're just gonna blow up their ship and let them run out of oxygen so we don't have to do a whole bunch of... Do that. So we don't have to do a whole bunch of, work boarding and all that kind of stuff like we did last time. And we're just gonna aim directly for their hyperdrive because they only got a single, weapon and a single shield here. Alright, we already took out the hyperdrive. Nice. Okay, now we could take out the guns, and then I think we're good. And then let's take out the shields, too. Seems like they adjusted the damage and hit point values and everything to make it easier to take out individual systems without taking out the entire ship. I really appreciate that change. Okay, and that was it for the systems, which means we can stop firing these guys. I think we got enough they got enough holes in their ship that we could probably just stop firing at them and let them slowly run out of O2. We have 4 micro breaches, and then can we stop firing? Oh, that's the cultists are firing at them. Okay, yeah, we'll let them do all the work. Fine by me. Maybe we actually... Let's plan to give them some fire support, and we'll just fire indiscriminately into there and see what happens. Okay, so we're gonna scan on board right before they board. Looks like they're shooting at somebody off screen here at the bottom. It's unfortunate that we couldn't. Cultists are just indiscriminately bombarding the ship as they're trying to board it. I mean, they don't have any rockets though, so they're not doing any hull damage. They're just wasting energy. Cultists have returned back the shuttle with nobody on it. Okay, so now we wait. While we're waiting, we're going to explore this derelict. Or actually, we're going to wait for the meteoroid shower to end before we do that. Meteoroid shower will also hasten the demise of this pirate ship. Now that their shields are down. I would think it would anyway. I'm not seeing any damage to it. It is damaging their... those guys are damaging the sensor. check in here periodically. Oh, I have this on auto, so it put all the guys back on their stations. It's not really what I wanted. If the AI closes their vents. Seem like they do. Okay, we got an incoming civilian ship. An incoming military ship. Okay, the ship's officially destroyed. Oh, we're gonna go check out this derelict. We're waiting out the meteorite shower. What's this now? Excuse you? They're boarding me. The audacity, the sheer audacity. Oh my goodness. We're gonna just lock all these doors. Alright guys, over here. I think they're boarding me anyway. Assume they're not going for the derelict. Guys over here, we're gonna all congregate at the bridge, I think. And then the guys from my other away teams, we're gonna have to commandeer the shuttle, whatever that's doing. I gotta bring another away team over. I can't believe they decided to board me in this situation. It's so bizarre. Alright. I mean, I guess it's like a last-ditch effort to survive because they're running out of O2, maybe. Slow things down a little bit. I wonder if we need somebody on ops over here. It'd be helpful to be able to scan my own ship and see where those guys are. I think the ops would help with that. This shuttle's ready to go. I'm gonna send our shuttle over here. The shuttle's gonna be ready to go momentarily. I don't think these guys have any particular courage. Rune could be an extra. James, no. Demeter, no. Trina could be an extra. These guys can basically just tank for the guys with guns. And provide fire support. And I think I also want to have Demeter kind of scout over this way. Oh, do we have the ops up yet? We do. Let's see what they're doing over here. Nothing. That's suspicious. They might have gone out this way. It's annoying that the AI can kick my shuttles out of my own airlocks but I can't kick the AI shuttle out of my airlock. Okay, there we go. Now we have some enemies here. Okay, so we're just waiting till our dudes get on board, and then we're gonna ambush them from both sides. Fortunately, there's no friendly fire, as far as I could tell. Make sure they're not, like, prepared to come back around the other way. Okay. As soon as they turn around and start firing at these guys, I'm gonna open this door. I'm gonna split them in a minute, I think. I'm gonna blast up my grow bed, which is kind of unfortunate. Used to be opened. Here we go. That's what I'm talking about. Get him, Gene! Who surrendered here? One of my guys surrendered. I couldn't tell who it was. Yeah, we've got them in a pretty nasty crossfire. They're not getting out of this. Alright, that was it for them. Let's hope they don't have any more guys to send. You won this one, but we get you someday. Yeah, okay. We're just gonna execute all of them. How dare they board my ship and be rude to my crew and shoot up my storage area. It doesn't give me the option to execute them? What the heck? Not sure what to make of that. Does this person have a weapon? She does, right? Yeah. What if we just put them out in space and leave them there? That'll work, right? What are we doing over here? The March Hand is still active currently. Okay, you're gonna round all these guys up, stick them on a shuttle. Oh, it did give me the option to execute them now. There's one. There's two. There's three. Free compost. Brought to you by the pirate ship Marchand. What's going on over here? Oh, this is locked. Whoops. This is also locked. Oh, yeah, I locked all these things because of the boarding, right? Yeah, we can fix that. There we go. And I haven't started these composters. We should probably be doing that. I'm gonna have them just do biomatter because I don't think there's gonna be much. Well, I mean, we could do everything else too. Whatever comes on board, we'll compost it. Except for, you know, food, obviously. Supposed to play Terraforming Mars with a couple friends tonight. It's unfortunate that my Terraforming Mars game never materialized, but hey, we're having fun, blowing stuff up, killing aliens. I haven't streamed. It's been a while since I streamed a Terraforming Mars game. It just came out on Steam, on the Steam store. At the time that I'm recording this, they just came out with the Hellas and Elysium expansions for the PC version. Okay, let's see. You have carbon, you don't have raw chemicals for sale. It's too bad I don't have their pirates still on board. I could have released them to the military alliance for cash. Oh well. I forgot that they were on their way into the sector. We could actually get rid of these two guys. Do we really want either of them? Let's see. Brian is potentially a really good fighter, but he might... This guy is... I think we can sell James Anders to the military alliance as a prisoner. Not really selling, but claiming the bounty, rather. What can we ask for? We agree to compensate you for these fine captives. 1 hyperfuel, 1 submachine gun, 1 biomatter, 761 credits. Not too shabby. You know what, let's do both of them, because I'm not entirely sure that this guy's going to be a good fighter by the time we're done recruiting him. He's not that brave. Alright, we got some free submachine guns from the military alliance. Oh, what's going on over here? What's going on in this thread? Military alliance has foolishly sent only 4 guys to take over the pirate ship. There we go. Military Alliance is sending over the bounty for the pirates who we're releasing into their custody. There we go. Should we check out this MAS Destiny? Oh, I just realized we're kind of low on blue crystals. Let's see if we can buy some here. They have none. Alright, I think we're going to wrap up there for tonight. I want to say thanks very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the stream. If you did, and it's your first time checking out the channel, don't forget to follow if you're watching on Twitch, or subscribe, it's free if you're watching on YouTube. And I hope you have a good evening. Take care, folks. Night, guys.